We started the day with 8 teams, now we're down to just 4 in our semifinals of our playoff bracket here at the 2025 Scholastic Nationals, powered by LOS. Still your boy Q and Llama77. Well, after Hell Monkey Man did an amazing job stepping in for us as each of us got a little bit of a dinner break. But Q, how you feeling? We've got 2 semifinals that are going to be happening simultaneously.
I am at mixed emotions. I'm sad that the day is almost done, but I am incredibly happy that we are finally to that best of 3 portion of the night. We're going to be seeing our teams tested a little bit more than ever. And would you look at how things go? Our top 4 seeds are the 4 seeds that are advancing forward. So it feels like our matchup should be tighter than ever.
Absolutely. And again, when you look at this bracket, you'll get to see all the teams that are in the odd were from the A group, and all the teams that were in the even were from that B group. So even though you talk about a 4 seed, that's a jump up to the 3 seed, or even talk about a 2 seed, that's a jump up to the 1 seed. So these teams very even in overall skill. They've had to fight through many best of ones on the day and that best of one in the quarterfinal to even make it towards this point. And now you're one step away. Grand finals are tomorrow. There's only 2 tickets on that train, and it's leaving tonight.
Let's go ahead and get ready to head on into things. We mentioned best of 3s here in our semifinals. We're going to be starting off with our first matchup, which will be Bishop Kelly versus Cedar Rapids Kennedy. We're going to talk about the map pool real quick before we jump on into things, Llama. We're going to be starting off with Pearl, then off to Ascent, and then into Lotus. 3 maps I do believe we've seen, I think, at least once of all 3 throughout the course of the day. I'm always a big fan of seeing Lotus and Pearl played together, so seeing it first and potentially last here has me kind of excited.
Yeah, I'm a personal enjoyer of Pearl and Lotus, especially because you can get a lot of great Viper utility out on them. Viper's not played super much in the pros, but can definitely find some angles here or there. But specifically, they're more fresher, newer maps that aren't the milquetoast played so often. So for these teams, you also get that skill expression of it now is that best of 3. You get your map selection, which is what you've really been practicing all throughout the year, and then you get to try and win on those others.
Can't help but look forward to as far as what we could potentially get, even getting set up as far as heading into tomorrow, right? Because we look at, first off, this matchup, Bishop Kelly versus Cedar Rapids Kennedy. Actually, let's go ahead and take a look at the bracket here before we head into this map, kind of talk about how we got here and where we're going. Well, in those quarterfinals, the 2 quarterfinals that led to this one, both teams tested at least a little bit more than we saw in that upper half of the bracket. What surprised me, I think, the most was Bishop Kelly was able to take down Francis Howell Central, who we actually took down Centerville, the number 1 seed, at the end of the group stage. They made pretty light work of them. It makes me think that Bishop Kelly is primed and ready to go. And despite the fact that Cedar Rapids did pull off that dub against Gretna, I can't help but think that Bishop is the favorite here. I'm kind of curious for you, Llama. Which of these 2 teams you're taking?
I mean, I think I tend to agree. I think for the Knights, they had a relatively clean overall day, it felt like at the start of it. I think Greta is a really, really good overall team as well. I think they played up to the standards. I think the 6 seed, not necessarily befitting of what they truly were capable of. So a very tough first round matchup. And I think especially when you're going to delve in towards these best of 3s, when you get a chance as Bishop Kelly to say, no, nothing's going to be a fluke anymore. Nothing is going to be just a one-off map. We're going to get to go into this best of 3, and we're going to show it. So I think I have to prefer the Knights of Bishop Kelly, but it's a best of 3, and honestly, the toss-up, what I love to see.
Well, ain't no more time to talk about it. It's time to be about it here, Llama. We're getting ready for map number 1. We're off to Pearl. And, I don't think we've really seen much Astra action here today thus far. Astra definitely feels like it makes a lot of sense here on Pearl. Currently looking at both squads hovering.
It's a great choice overall. It gives you so many sightline bonuses. You have post-plant utility as well. But of course, it's also what you want to bring against your opponent's composition. If you've been, watching the stream, keeping up to date, it's kind of why we ran those separate groups at separate times. So you could kind of get a little bit of scouting ground on your opponents. Because again, this will be most likely the first time these teams have ever played against each other, because they're cross-group matches in both the top and bottom of the bracket. we could be set up for a grand final of a best of 3 of 2 teams that have, again, never met.
We talked about two teams that have never met, at least thus far here during this event here at Maryville University. Well, we're seeing two even out in this semifinal matchup, Bishop Kelly and Cedar Rapids. If you looked at what the seedings were prior to group stages, this was actually the 1 and the 2 seed. Of course, we did have 5 different teams all going 2-1, so it really did come down to that round differential. Part of the reason that we're seeing this matchup here in the semifinals. It promises to be a banger. Let's go ahead and get ready. Every round, of course, starts the same way. That's with the pistol here, Llama, so let's get to it.
Gotta start it off some way, and this is the best way to do it. It's gonna be a good one here for these two teams. Of course, the best of 3 as well. You've got to win 2 maps. You've got to not just be consistent, you've got to be deadly while doing it. For Bishop Kelly, they start off on the attacking side. The similar fade's going to be interesting to watch. But on the other side, for Cedar Rapids, they start with heavy walkout mid, and they're going to get rewarded for it. Clarence pulls off the headshot onto Azen. How about 2? They push the issue. They've grabbed a double, but it's showtime. It's a 1-0 back, and that should be the A site.
Gives them access, and, well, they're going to have to make sure it's clear before the spike goes down. And Bob Villain taking down Procrastinator. They do know now as well they'll have to look back towards their spawn. It's a potential access point here onto A. It's 2v4. When it comes to the retake, got players on either side on this back half of site. Slow approach that comes on in. Toro will stick to disarm. Clarence and Bob Villain both finding theirs, and Cedar Rapids take round number 1.
Sense.
It's lovely. I mean, a real good mid-play just gives them the numbers to overwhelm what was a 2-player Bishop Kelly defense, and a split defense at that. Realistically, you need that crossfire because of where that spike was planted. It's not out in the open where anybody's going to be able to swing that easily. So, Cedar Rapids, they'll start their defensive side with some money. We'll see if they can transition that into back-to-back rounds.
Bob Villain making sure that the trigger is working. Gotta make sure that there's no jams up in the weapon, I guess. Those extra bullets aren't ones that you need come the end of this round. Of course, we've seen Cedar Rapids take round 1. How often here over the course of today we've seen 1 very quickly turns into 2. If there's any team, however, I do feel like has the ability to prevent that, Bishop Kelly definitely has to sit up towards the top of that. It does look like they've started with more of a default approach. Will at least look to control mid and figure out where they want to pivot from there.
Putting a lot more players here too, just because of what happened last time. Cedar Rapids went aggressive, got rewarded with a double kill, and then just immediately stomped onto site with some force. For Bishop Kelly here, you do wonder as well. They've got a Yoru on this team alongside other team's Yoru. How are they going to battle against him? Spies in the offensive side. Cold gets the headshot. And number 1 with the fade, but the spray down for Bob Villain. It's getting caught. Can't escape. Showtime has got a double for the team. And Bishop Kelly, they've evened out the numbers. They've grabbed the weapon rate. The double take from Cold is not good enough to check it. It's a plan.
1 enemy remaining.
Enemy is going to be a lucky. Clarence takes down Showtime, and it's not even a plan. What a great shutdown.
Great idea by Bad Kid there on the last one, right? Clearly ran out of bullets, but knew that they had gotten at least a little bit of damage. First time around with the Headhunter. Brings out the shot, he puts it to the body, and well, it allows for Cedar Rapids Kennedy to win that second round. But this is where things really start to turn up over on that Bishop Kelly side. Rifles will be in all the hands of all 5 players. Want to make sure that you aren't giving away too much momentum early.
No charges.
Pivot our focus over to round number 3 here. It looks like their focus is towards A.
5-player stack headed that way. Clarence has got a stinger.
Blocking vision.
I'll try and shut that down. It's going to be a quick star and smoke. Defense on the site. Fake out popped as well. Yoru on the Bishop Kelly side, but Clarence still unsure those thorns are going to block him out for a little bit. It's only a 1-for-1, and Clarence hits the SMG that deals a massive blow, and that gets shotgun.
One enemy remaining.
Connecting, everybody dies from Bishop Kelly, and the star line defense succeeds from Cedar Rapids.
Bunch of rifles you're able to pick up there at the end as well, which means big bonus time here in round number 4. Shouldn't be having to really reinvest much up. Meanwhile, Bishop Kelly will be coming in with a relatively limited buy here. So looking to try and seize control, come out here and dictate the pace here in map number 1. Cedar Rapids looking good.
And they're feeling good too. It's already 3 rounds now. Mind you, Pearl at times can really feel so defensive. If you're not getting control of mid, if you're not finding creative angles, pretty much you're just walking in through. It's gonna be Bad Kid who's got that operator up and active. Talk about money situation feeling good. Not as good for Bishop Kelly. They're on this eco. I wonder if you try to force towards that op position. Just try and go as fast as you can. Showtime. It's a huge kill, and that's a pickup of a weapon.
See, you were asked about the op. We tuned right on in with it as Bad hold things down. Jaws there from the Prowler will be able to find its mark. Back to Bad Kid down just a little bit, but no push through the doors. Has been succeeded here by Bishop Kelly as they're still kind of stalled out in mid.
They're playing very patient, and they're trying to work off of that Showtime pick. Now you can go over towards B, but there's going to be some great utility waiting. Not only that star, the sheer wall, as you can see, laid on the ground, is going to be a possibility.
30 seconds left.
Dark Rose is going to be boxed. Off guard, and the sheer wall is going to be triggered as well. Yoru teleporting back to safety after triggering it. This is 20 seconds to go. This is dire straits now, and the Arc Rose resets back in 5. LeBron James, Bad Kid, they're going to shut down this eco. It's
Spike
already
down, 10 seconds left.
there, and Showtime, they're the ones that have to do it in this 2v2. Operator watches from high. Plant goes down low. Swinging around the edge into the headshot, denies the plant in the round, and Bad Kid's triple is good enough to cut it away.
Not even worried. Wait. I was gonna say, wasn't worried about falling. Almost left enough time for Bad Kid to put him down. Just ends up not being quite enough. And after 4 rounds being conceded, over to the Cougars here. Bishop Kelly, very rightfully so, will pump the brakes, reaching for the timeout. Kind of curious, Llama, if you're the coach of Bishop Kelly, what does the conversation look like here heading into round 5?
I think the first conversation you've got to say is, this is Pearl. Don't be uncomfortable being down rounds here on this attacking side. We're going to struggle to find space unless we play it all together and play it a little bit faster. So if I'm the coach, I'm saying I want a little bit of speed boosted into the team. Overcome what are those weaker positions. If there's an op and they're alone, send 5 players. Try and take that weapon back and deal some great damage. And then you've also got a Cosmic Divide in your inventory. We need to position to use that in the next couple rounds.
Don't want to force it, that's for sure. I feel like sometimes you'll see teams, especially in a situation where Bishop Kelly currently find themselves in need of a round win or two, where they're like, all right, we need to for sure drop it here in round 5, and it almost feels like it's forced rather than looking to try and find some real value. But you talk about trying to find a way to really kind of pick up the pace and set the tone here in the semifinals. Your Bishop Kelly, you are starting to run low on said time. They've got to find a way to put one on the board. It feels like it has to happen in round 5.
You should have weapons now. Got 3 kills, and Bad Kid. Talk about kills. That operator continues to pay dividends here. LeBron James and the rest of the crew, they're just going to play solid, and slow with 70 seconds to burn. Bishop Kelly, they've only got the 1 ultimate. Cedar Rapids has 3.
We'll slow down the approach a little bit here from Bishop Kelly, and understandably so. Procrastinator turns the corner. A bit of Yoru on Yoru action is they're going to be able to even up the score. here at 4v4. A quick push here onto the site. Will be faked, actually. It's a little bit of hesitation. Sometimes I feel like hesitation can be deadly. Clarence will find one on the backside there. That's Procrastinator. Toro finds one as well.
One enemy remaining.
Had no ability to follow up this push. It's just try and Clarence. Absolute 3K here. 5 rounds in a row from Cedar Rapids to start out their semi.
Sheesh, 5 in a row for Cedar Rapids. They're feeling good. You know what? We've got another semifinal matchup to check out, so let's go ahead and send it on over to semifinal number 2, where Centerville takes on Owasso. Well, this is a pistol round. No better place to start, Lom.
Start on Haven, Sunset number 2, and split if necessary for this. It's going to be sent on in from Toyota Corolla. Got to see them clutch up a few times last time around. Taspetti will be over on the Yoru. Play inside, and Toyota is just going to sling this one. Not even off of flat. Mordekaiser and Maniac. They trade a 2-for-1 off of JNG's
revealing area.
Hero. Good for 1 and gets back to safety. The full amount of HP. Didn't quite buy the shield because had to invest in towards the Ghost. The head tap master will actually send Owasso into sight on a 3v3 retake.
You know what's interesting is after hearing the footsteps, I'm kind of surprised that you didn't send at least one of your 2 other teammates to rotate over towards A. I think that shows some confidence over on the side of Centerville, and I guess understandably so, coming in as the 1C. They will now have the single man advantage. EVV, they've got at least 1 player to their right-hand corner.
One enemy remaining.
For Texi, though,
Standing ahead.
is able to put him down.
Last
one left alive will be Texi, as well as Isotopic Hero. Time running low. Isotopic Hero looking to use the shock dart. Not going to be able to find the connection. Can't find the connection with the Ghost until it's just too late. I don't know if there's enough. No, yeah, there's enough time, surely. Is there? Right? Please? Okay.
Yeah. I think it's crazy that that kill came on a try of the jumping shoulder peek. Just goes to show you, one bullet can often make the difference, and the number 1 seed starts out their winning ways again. Albeit, you know, it was 1.5 seconds away from being a disaster. Excited to see what Owasso can do with this composition. I feel like they're one of the teams that have been running the ISO all day long. And boy, they have been using that double tap shield to just expose other teams all throughout the day.
I think it was, if I'm not mistaken, their ISO as well, who had like a real pop off like back to back and was able to continue like not only getting the 1 taps, but then being able to replenish that double tap as well. Okay, Isotopic Hero, I see ya. It's a shoot through the cage, finds its mark. Sometimes it's better to be lucky than good.
Right now is both. I mean, that play is perfection, and what they follow it up with, it's beautiful. They waste out the double tap shield. That thing is going to be gone by the time the next engagement is there, if Owasso is not careful. Now, where do they look? I mean, the question is, they've seen some reinforcements over towards A. They know there's probably tripwires on the other side of the map, and I wouldn't dare go to B with a player disadvantage. The Mordekaiser and crew, as we said, that double tap shield is completely gone. Useless in towards this next fight. Able to execute. Isotopic, another line-out headshot. This guard continues to pop up.
Down A.
Continues
1
to go.
enemy remaining.
The mag emptied. UV takes their 1. And well, Tex, it is 35 HP and a dream.
30 seconds left.
I sit back and hope to maybe find 1 or 2, but this round, it is done. Texi finds 1, but only 1 as EVV gets put down, traded out by the 03 Toyota Corolla, still holding it down 22 years later. Hey, you know what? Now is when the rifles come into play, and this is where Owasso, we have seen in other maps, have been able to turn things around.
Been real good, and I think their team play is what has got them towards this point in the bracket. This is the upper bracket we were talking about, where both teams entered on a 13-1 victory to get towards this semifinal. So realistically, very clean, and they did not have an easy matchup of Utica. So to show that against a great team even better. However, this time it's nobody placed towards A. A little bit weird for Centerville if they don't rush over.
We'll be seeing Centerville indeed pull the trigger and sending multiple players on over. Of course, understanding the rifles are out, they won't want to engage super quick. They'll want to make sure that they are orchestrated in their push. And, well, nice shock dart there to be able to take down the plant. Also, EVV finds a second as well. That's going to give them the green light here on the site.
One enemy remaining.
Distraction of EVV provided. Sets it up into a 3-on-1. Isotopic is having one heck of a game. I mean, over and over, playing different agents and then showing here on the Sova that they can get it done. I love the smoke and mirrors play. I love it so far here from Centerville. They're up 3-0 and they have smashed the economy of the Rams.
Keep on rolling is the goal here. Of course, I feel like we had seen that our other map had started similarly. So kind of interesting to see both matchups kind of starting the same. Two different maps, two different seeding matchups, and well, somehow the story ends up being rather similar. This time around here for Owasso, looking for more of a defaulted approach as they've already sustained a frag.
It's going to be that undercut, trying to just give him some space with the vulnerability. Look at this. I mean, it's a walk forward into C-Long. That tripwire might catch him or give him the audio cue, but even if you find that cue, is it enough to push it over the line? Because they're just hunting you down at this point, waiting through the garage doors in case you overextend. Owasso, they are the ones on the fine line now. They've got to dance around it, and of course, with that dark cover all throughout mid, it forces them into garage and right to the Toyota.
Find two, and then will eventually get put down by Strong Maniac. Owasso has two players left. They do have the spike in hand, but feels like you're just a little too far committed at B to try and pivot anywhere else. The only problem is, side of this doorway, two players lie in wait here for center. Vision
30
will take a
seconds
slow
left.
approach, gets sprayed at through the
One enemy
Strong
remaining.
Maniac steps through and gets one.
Goodbye,
Isotopic
Cypher.
able
will
to
not
find
be
yet
missed.
another spray through yet another LOS blocker, this time the cage. That puts up Centerville 4-0.
It was an eco round after the broken round number 3 from Owasso, but still very, very good overall from Centerville. I think for the Elks, they just know their strong suits. They know the strong points of the map, and specifically, there's a reason we say teams don't usually engage onto B without a positive player scenario, because it's so hard to check all those angles. There's always going to be someone lurking on either side, and this time around,
Scanning ahead.
gonna gamble on C-Long. Two players await
It's
them.
you and me.
And in a similar fashion to where round 3.
Nowhere
Big one where you thought maybe Owasso would be in round 5. The rifles are back on the board. They got themselves a man advantage. Exy also going to be able to use that not dead yet, which means all 5 players still left alive here
Spike
on C.
planted.
Go
Last
Shoddy,
player
it's your
standing.
birthday. No, actually it gives a frag over to Texi, which means they will be left standing. Isotopic Hero left all alone over on A. At this point, you just might as well save.
I think the coolest thing about this round is just how they used ISO. I mean, down the C-Long, it is one of the hardest places to engage because of the sightline advantage towards the defenders. Just kill contract, just yoink someone straight out of it. It leaves one member very vulnerable, and even if you lose that kill contract duel, it sets up just a run over through the site. So a great job here for Owasso. They're gonna get their first round, and they'll go searching for Isotopic Hero to see if they can find this one out. But realistically, it should be a flawless. That spike goes boom, and a great bit of speed shown.
There it is,
Take out
4-1
Cypher's
Owasso,
cameras.
able to
He's
finally
weak when
put
he's
one
blind.
onto the board. But we do, of course, have 2 semifinal matchups. So while we do allow for the middle of this first half to kind of continue dwindling away here, let's go ahead and go back on over to Pearl for our other matchup, as Kennedy, our Bishop Kennedy, still is looking to try and find a way to close this gap as I just combined the 2 schools. Bishop Kelly looking to close the gap here on Cedar Rapids, who's currently up by 5.
I like it. Let's send them to the pro leagues. The winner of this gets 3, the other team gets 2, and you combine forever. Either way, it's a combination of possibilities here for Bishop Kelly. They've got 5 players alive. They've got 3 ultimates up and available, but they are down a lot of rounds at this point. So using the Astra to try and give some sight blockage here.
Face your fear!
To go. Could be good. Towards a counter Nightfall, pushing a few players away here. Bishop Kelly, that should give them the space they need in the plant.
30 seconds left.
There's the spike going down there from
Spike
A's.
planted.
Will
They
indeed
found
get
my
the
trap.
spike planted. That will put Cedar Rapids onto the clock. Bad Kid aims down the sight to find one, turns the corner with the headhunter.
Nice.
Able to find another. LeBron James will get put down with Bad Kid right on the other side of this corner. Slow down the approach there. Toro will look
No
for the
charges.
swing, double swing around the corner, gives them full approach here onto the A site. They've got to be able to secure things up though if they want to disarm it, especially as Aizen sprays down and find one. Bad Kid.
One
Has
enemy
the
remaining.
Fusel, isn't going to be
Last
able to
player
find it
standing.
there, but Bad Kid has been put down
Thrifty.
before they're able to find it. Halfway
Next
there,
time we'll use
Aizen
one of the
easily
six.
steps on in, ends the round. It's a thrifty for Bishop Kelly. They get now a 3rd round on the board.
I'm not gonna lie. I think if Bad Kid actually stuck that all the way through, they would have just
First
had
time?
it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, almost up to half, didn't quite get it there, and then went back for seconds. And the spray of the bullets you saw trying to block the teammate didn't quite work out, and the bullets actually floated past them to kill the spike carrier, the spike diffuser rather. So 3 rounds, as you mentioned here for Bishop Kelly. It's great to feel the thrifty. And now those ultimates could come in clutch.
Sorts of ultimates available on either side. 3 for Cedar Rapids, 2 for Bishop Kelly. Kelly, of course, you wonder, when does that cosmic divide come out? Especially if they realize it's just the Vise on B. There's the cosmic divide. Ask and you shall receive. I do suppose. Looks to peek ahead around the corner. We'll have to worry about the flash there. Now, still LeBron James has called in for the cavalry.
I mean, that sheer wall just ruined everything they wanted to do. And now they're on the rotate. I mean, they invested their wall. Sure, they pulled players over. But boy, it is just burnt down for, at this moment, nothing. We'll see if it eventually can get something here as a slow play. A try and pull over here and a teleport out. It's gonna work. Cedar Rapids say, surely they're not here. Surely they've had to rotate. And Bishop Kelly says, surely you'll get at a dodge.
LeBron James is still lurking around here. I think it's picked up on the fact that there's been no information given anywhere else.
30 seconds
Oh
left.
no! The ult comes in, stuns LeBron James enough for Procrastinator
Spike
to be
planted.
able to find the kill. That gives him space to be able to get the spike down.
Irrelevant.
4v5 on the retake.
Mark 2.
Quickly changed up to a 5v2. The defense seems split up at this point for Clarence. It's through the smoke. A nice little headshot that falls on in. And that means no more Astra on that other side.
One enemy
Of course,
remaining.
the spike starting to beep up towards its next level. Getting closer there. Eisen with that headshot might just force Clarence off of this one. Of course, still an ultimate to play with. You'd have to kill 4. Dodges away from the stun. Dodges away from the haunt. But there's just no chance to get it done. So we'll save away the Phantom here. Or maybe not. There's a lurking 1v1 here. Clarence should be relatively safe away.
Clarence will more than likely be looking over towards Waterfall. Though,
Last
and I don't
round
think
before the
Showtime wants
switch.
to push it over there anyways. You've already been able to save a rifle. Keep one more moving forward into this last round of the half. Bishop Kelly
Probably play some
might have
stars in
fallen
the astral
behind
plane.
early.
I should do.
You wouldn't mind walking away at the half with just a 7-5 margin here. So a big round here to end up the attacking half. Let's see what Bishop Kelly have in him.
It's very close. And I think, honestly, getting 4 rounds on the attacking side is already a win. It's such a tough path to find those angles in. Bob Villain is going to sit on the other side of this smoke, looking to find their own angle inside of this one. It's the mathematics trying to predict here what they need to add to the overall composition. For this bracket stage semifinals, there are no second chances. Eisen just sends out some warning shots and backs up to safety.
the angle that was being held there in that short corner, but it's going to end up not paying off because full pivot has gone over towards B. Bad Kid tucked behind this column, does have the judge in hand. Surely, here's the footstep, one shot, finding one, trademark it back to safety here as well. And we'll be able to use that smoke as some extra cover to potentially wait for that player in lane.
Put together here is very interesting for Bad Kid as they wait for reinforcements to come in. The ultimate's still on
Spike
this defensive
planted.
side. You'd have to assume they want to invest him now. Of course, that Bishop Kelly ultimate will not be able to be used this half. It will die in the pockets here as the final round here of this half comes to fruition. I feel like now for the Knights, it's got to be just a long way play. You have this spike planted in a great spot. It's going to be Cosmic Divide to send them walking back forward. Who's going to come through? Thorn Garden is activated, and the old star will pull it in. Flash comes out. It's the shotgun for a triple kill. And it's just a defuse L back in. Almost even
Switching
does get
sides.
it. It's the ace at the end of it, and the round for Cedar Rapids.
Does it still count as an ace if you pick it up after you've already won the round? I don't know. I think we're gonna have to check in with our chat here in just a moment. Speaking of checking in, while we're at the half point here on Pearl, let's go and check back in with our other series currently tied up at 4 apiece with Centerville and Owasso heading into round 9.
It's a really good back and forth from both of our halves,
Camera
actually.
taken out.
Gonna be Dimensional Drift activated for some information.
Here.
Nowhere to run! Betty will run on in. Not much time left in this one. Has to be careful where they jump out at. Hunter's Fury. I love just using your teammate as a marker and then teleporting back out. Do some damage. Which it looks like nothing really done overall. Empress was popped. Centerville
triggered.
on a good defensive stand. The only thing that's gained is a plant.
Spike planted.
Feels like maybe an unnecessary cage there, but it gives you the safety to feel like you got the plants available to you. Get it done, I do suppose. But now it will be a full
Cage triggered.
5v5 when it comes to the retake. JVNG will get put down by Spetty, spraying away from the low round. I say low round to a 4v4. Spetty has been able to find 3, but eventually gets put down by Isotopic Hero, who is one of the last 2 that is left standing for this Centerville
Last
squad.
player
Will try and
standing.
push up towards short, eventually put down by Vision, leaving it all here to the 03 Toyota Corolla and feeling uncomfortable with the position they're in, will instead back down to save their Vandal.
Drive away from the danger. The explosion that ensues after. For Centerville, again, they are highly competitive in this one, but they want to call a timeout. A few rounds lost in a row now. There are no ultimates on the Owasso side. It is going to be 3 ultimates here from the Elks, and I think you give that round up, you say, sure, it was just a Dimensional Drift investment. We saved away the rifle, but rounds are a currency here in Valorant.
Rounds definitely are a currency, and they do have some ults available over on that Centerville side to bounce back, so I don't think they'll be worried about it just quite yet, especially when we look at heading out of the timeout here. Still have the ability to take the lead as well. I know we probably have people who are curious about that other matchup. I want to stay on board here, however, because it feels like the team that is able to take the lead by half, especially in a matchup that is so close here, really does indeed tip the scales just a little bit as we do look to switch sides. Final 7 seconds left of this timeout, however, and we will see if Owasso has the ability to at least guarantee themselves a share of the lead. Let's get down to it, Llama.
Round number 10. This is map number 1 between these two. Of course, we've got 2 different best of 3s going on at the exact same time for a spot in tomorrow's grand final. And for Owasso, you think now you've got the lead, but how much further can you take it? How many more rounds can you get on this attacking side? Centerville would love to end this round 5 going 3 straight, and the turn Corolla. The hero rifle saved away, starts off the killing. For Nespetti, it's the Outlaw, earns himself one back. The damage has already been nice. On EVP though, they are Arena. They heal off those orbs, but they won't be healing anymore. Another quick 1-for-1 isotope.
One enemy
hero
remains.
with the sheriff. They're just spraying them down and winning the round.
Weapon here.
Centerville gets that timeout buff, able to take away round number 10 and ties things up one more time. So they've at least shown that they can fight back when needed here. And while you feel like heading into these last 2 rounds and a half, they've got to be feeling pretty solid. I would be kind of curious as far as what the economy looks like here. I would imagine with the back and forth, if you can win round number 11, Owasso won't exactly be walking into the final round with that best of 5.
Definitely won't be feeling that good. You wonder, I mean, 3 still ultimates saved away. That Hunter's Fury, and especially that neural theft. Game changing. Tripwire connection is going to be on the decoy. And a few shots through those breakable corners from JVNG. I feel like a jump in of
Cage triggered.
a dark connection. EVV actually
must wait a
strikes
moment.
first blood. And with those ultimates, you wonder, do you actually go for this garage push? There are 2 players on a crossfire waiting for it. On the bolster of position, Isotopic Hero is down. And now it's the choice of the Rams.
Tespetti has been one of those players that we see
Time
quite
to jump.
often. They do a great job of
I'll
opening
handle
things
this.
up for their side, whether it's a first blood or just a first for their squad. As Tespetti
Plant a spike.
in the dimensional drift to try and scout out a little bit of information. Decided to opt right back on in, but everybody still pivoted over towards C. I like the fake out here.
It's going to be still 1 tripwire to go. You've got to destroy that one or just run into it. Instead will be destruction. The bullets work well enough for that. And unfortunately, there's no Hunter's Fury on this one. It's all rifles
30
all
seconds
day. Utility
Spike
on top,
planted.
it will stun the planter. But that's about it.
Last
Pushing out,
player
Mordekaiser
standing.
trades themselves
One enemy
free.
remaining.
It's down to JVNG, who clutches up. The bold Cypher does it again.
It does mean that Centerville at least guarantees themselves a share of the lead by half. But it's back-to-back rounds and momentum slowly starting to turn from them. And
Last
to be able to
round
bounce
before the
back
switch.
and End the half at 7-5. Definitely have them feeling pretty good here for now. The other thing also, you want to keep in mind, this is Centerville's map pick. So you feel like for them, whether it is more of just a comfortability on this map or something that they saw in Owasso's performance on it earlier, if you chose to come here, you got to walk away with a Dubski.
Absolutely. I mean, it's a best of 3. If you're not winning your map pick, it can almost already be series over. Also, I mean, they've got 1 more round here in this half. The good news is,
It's you and me.
yoink one of them. There it is, JV&G, welcome to the Thunderdome. Looks to the right, it's to the left, and Mordekaiser's double tap shield is great enough. And the good news is, it's all a fake out. Talk about the hook, line, and sinker. It's an A plant.
Go down, but the Hunter's Fury will delay it.
Spike
Matter of
down
fact,
A.
gonna be able to pick up 1, which was the spike planter. Where the Corolla
Spike
make a
planted.
play here
Flash
from
out.
heaven as well. Looking to try and beat down the player that's swinging through from long, but Tespetti able to find one. Texi
Like
as
I
well.
never
Texi's not
left.
quite dead yet. Looking to run
Last
things
player
back one more
standing.
time. Mordekaiser puts down EVV as well as Isotopic Hero, tying things up at 6 here on Ascent.
Switching sides.
Start to the half, honestly. And we get to swap those sides up and get to see who has a better second half and who's going to be able to take this first map. Of course, 2 different best of 3s. We're playing who can find their first 2 wins and who can find themselves in the grand final. I'll also get to see what this defense looks like, especially with an ISO. It'll be really interesting to watch where they choose to go.
Hey, you know what? I know that we're switching sides here, but I feel like we've been hanging on board here for quite some time. We got to be coming down the home stretch of our other matchup here, Llama. So let's go ahead and actually switch on over to our other semifinal matchup where Cedar Rapids is indeed already up to double digits. They're on the attacking side. Bishop Kelly has to find a way to pump the brakes here.
That defensive side here, so a chance to earn some rounds is definitely through. 2 ultimates though, and more importantly, that Thorn Garden is so deadly whenever you're trying to defend a site. It's almost like a Killjoy lockdown where it's going to push everybody out, or if they choose to stay in, you're going to be at pretty much a higher risk of dying. This time around though, it's going to be Sheer Wall, very forward placement from Bishop Kelly. Dimensional Drift is going to just clear away all the resources that are on the defensive side. Information's going to be there. Showtime here playing on the low ground. We'll wait for everything to expire and take down Bob Villain off the ultimate.
Showtime's now going to be chilling in the back halls here. Question now becomes, as far as for the side of Cedar Rapids, do they continue with their push forward, knowing they do have one back in that B hall area? Instead, it's kind of a slowed down approach on the long side. Bad Kid has the gold gun in hand. The headhunter is indeed going to be able to find the heady onto Azen. And will cause a little bit of a rotate on over towards mid. Bad Kid looking back towards the door will dip away just before there's a chance at finding that player that's on the approach through mid.
Let's rotate back here, and as you talk about, gotta really watch that timing. Clarence is gonna find themselves a free and open
30
site.
seconds left.
Had they had the
You want to
spike,
play?
it would've
Let's
been
play.
nicer. Instead, it's gonna be some stars regained.
Watching here.
You wanna play? Let's play. Bad Kid is gonna unlock the Timu operator. Still just as good and deadly. This time around, those LeBron James. Their deadliness earns a double
Spike
kill.
down A.
Dora who strikes back. Bakery's got
10
a
seconds
headshot,
left.
but they need to get the plant down. If you're on
One
the
enemy
side,
remaining.
a kill from Procrastinator, a 1v1, but the time is too nigh. Bakery will run and will die, but it's a round win for Bishop Kelly. Wait, did he get that kill in time?
No, we got the kill in time. Yeah, that's actually going to be a round win for Cedar Rapids Kennedy. It's now 3 rounds in a row for
Should I
them,
play some
which puts
stars
them
in this
2
reality?
rounds away from taking map number 1. That run at the start of the map definitely gave them the advantage, but then after that, Bishop Kelly has not been able to do any more than put 2 rounds together. They're going to have to string a couple together in order to figure out what they're going to figure out if they still have a chance in this map.
That's what hurts. Surprised even me for Bad Kid and crew. Solid Valorant. That's all they've got to play. 2 rounds and this map is theirs, and they're already on a series point. Possible Clarence is going to get the first headshot of that Nightfall. Riddled with the blue. Not quite go a little bit wide. Thought they were deeper inside the site, and it missed for Bad Kid. They want to re-engage, but they've lost the teammate. Clarence pulls out the secondary. Showtime
Spike down
double.
A.
The Bad Kid has ripped the health bar straight to shreds.
Enemy
It's from
remaining.
behind.
Last
Nobody
player
checked.
standing.
Zoro
Taking that
set
back.
into a 1v1 with 33 HP.
Toro's gonna first worry about
Spike
getting this
planted.
spike
My
down,
ult is
because
ready.
that kind of forces the issue here for Cold, who's now gonna look to round this corner. Toro's already spiking their way on backwards, checking the angles, and look at that. Cedar Rapids put
Match point.
themselves on the map point.
Huge 4 in a row here in this half after the pistol round and bonus didn't go their way. And you look at the money. Oh, it is not a good scenario here for Bishop Kelly. Sure, you've got Vandals, you've got yourself some Bulldog, you've got some action that looks good on paper, but then you look at the shields and you cry a little bit for them.
Yeah, it definitely hurts going into what could very well be the final round and not being able to fully invest. But sometimes that's just the way the cookie crumbles. You're gonna have to try and make the best out of a bad situation. What's that whole thing about lemons? I'm not sure.
Supposed to squeeze them in somebody's eyes or something. Saying either way, trying to squeeze what they can out of this A site for Bob Villain. Is going to look as they're blinded away. Eisen's got a Bulldog kill. LeBron James takes down Showtime. It's starting to fall apart here for the Cedar
Spike
Rapids
down
entry.
A.
They've dropped the spike, but do they know about Bad?
Last player
Baxter,
standing.
already an ace today, has got to find 3 more.
Well, at this point, they can probably at least anticipate it, as Bad Kid is the last one left alive. You can see Bakery, yeah, already had their eyes set back towards Art there, but while the shot doesn't quite make its connection, It is going to be a 1v3 here for Bad Kid. Yeah, you got full health and full shields. Don't know if you're quite going to be able to get this spike where it's currently sitting. It is on the other side of that
30
smoke. Of
seconds
course, the
left.
smoke disappears. I think there's a gravity well there as well. So it's a tough situation. Do you decide to try and work around one way or the other and at least take one rifle out of hand? Do you try and make a magic here? It's, well, not running out of time if you're looking to make a play.
I think it's just try and do some damage
10
at this
seconds
point.
left.
You know that Bishop Kelly, they don't have a ton of funds. They don't have a ton of rounds to give. Every kill in the world. See Procrastinator up towards that high ground. Look from behind and a runaway. That kid not going to overinvest and not going to lose their own Vandal. So it's not ended quite yet for Bishop Kelly and the Night Crew. They need now 5 more to send us to overtime.
This time around, they will be able to at least more so invest. Still not quite able to get full shields, but pretty darn well close. I think importantly, as you are seeing the discipline in the buy from Cedar Rapids, they're not feeling the pressure to force on up. Hey, they say we'll take a couple of sheriffs, a couple of classics. We'll even take ourselves only a single Vandal with a half shield. So let's see if they can at least put a little bit of a dent in this economy from Bishop Kelly, the little bit they have.
Saving those 3 ultimates, I think. You talk about economy, that's one of the big things they have. But without Cold, I mean, this round becomes 5 times harder. Without that Astro, without the Cosmic Divide, surely it's not like this. With all those ultimates still in pockets. Kelly down 2 members, but Showtime, nobody's checked for them. Showtime, re-entry, Baker
down
triples up.
One
It's
enemy
the round
remaining.
of no checking, and Procrastinator gets their one. Bob Villain here with the Sheriff will pick up the Vandal. Showtime is low, but this is a 1v3.
Definitely be a heck of a play if they could pull it off here. You have one player, and it is sitting towards the back, relatively low on health. Procrastinator will wait on Bob Villain to turn the corner. Get another round onto the board as we're off to round 21 here.
Gets more interesting as the rounds go on. And as we said, I mean, that last round still didn't invest any one of those ultimates. You look at the money. Starting to get a little bit worse for wear for Cedar Rapids. They lose this round right here. And boy, it could start to be the string of a lifetime. Bishop Kelly, they've showed they can fight before. Let's see what they can do in round 21.
See what they can do indeed here. This time around, there'll be Cedar Rapids who will look to make the push down, be long. Procrastinator. 2 players. It is currently on the site. Those extra stars will be used. The smoke will allow for a line of cover as they do push forward just a little bit more. Bakery making sure that that's not a fake, and well, with it moving more towards the side at the end, usually a good indicator that it's not. It's hard for that movement to be duplicated. Bakery and Procrastinator, though, both holding down this corner as the Astro Cosmic Divide comes out.
Great. Bakery is trying to hide in the corner, but the gun sticks out. Bob Villain's got 2, and Bad Kid's got a 3rd. It is huge here. From the entry, the plant is going to go down. 2 ultimates. Make that 3 ultimates dead in the pockets again of Bishop Kelly. Got to use this duel on the retake.
Kid currently chilling back here towards the Showtime. Steps on through and able to very quickly put them down. Speaking of quickly, you do got to start moving with the sense of urgency as that spike is going to start
Last player standing.
ticking down just a little bit quicker. Sticking to defuse. It doesn't matter if LeBron James is going to be able to find the frag, although Azen does indeed put them down.
Activated.
It's another round here for
This
Bishop
is where
Kelly.
someone says
so you're
something
telling me
pithy
there's a
and we
chance.
pretend to tolerate them.
I mean, absolutely.
ahead.
The economy is in absolute
Last
shambles.
place.
It's going to be a half buy here from Cedar Rapids. And I'll say it again. Even though the ultimates 3 rounds in a row have died in the pockets of Bishop Kelly, the more they save these ultimates, the more value they build over time later and later into this match.
We are very well through those meat and potato rounds. We're into the 20s at this point.
Blinding crowd.
Kelly
You want to play? Let's play.
Their way on back. Another round here feels inevitable with the bye that we saw from Cedar Rapids, but I mean, hey, for them to be able
Spike
to
down
pull
mid.
Thrifty for the final round would be one heck of a way to end things. Procrastinator aims down sight with the op, takes down Bob Villain. We do have another rifle in hand. This time it's the tour de force, which is slowly creeping down B.
You've seen Bad Kid in this exact angle cause so much mayhem. Dimensional Drift is going to be great because that is so much information now to play off of. You also get the possible fake out. Grabbing information on both right side and left-sided players. The pinch is going to start to come through, and Tour de Force is going to look to try and shut this down. 50 seconds to come in from behind here, and Procrastinator just has no space, but somehow survives for so long. A 3v3 as the Cosmic Divide still is going to lose one off a Bad Kid Tour de Force.
Hold on, they still might be able to turn things around here. Are the Cougars as Oro?
30 seconds left.
Looking for the plant, decides to back down for just a second. Cold, the spray and pray through the smoke. Bad Kid aiming down sight, looking towards the doorway. No one bold enough to step through. Bad Kid will hold this angle for now.
One enemy
Up
remaining.
high, Bad Kid with the little flick of the wrist, able to put him down. And this could very well be the final round. Aizen finds one.
Teleport's ready.
Swing. Does Bad Kid miss? Bad Kid hit. Then hit! And it's
Attackers
the
win.
Thrifty triple kill. Cedar Rapids able to get the job done 13-9. And they will move to 1-0 in the series.
That was Cedar Rapids map pick, so we talked about the importance of being able to walk away with a dubski on that one. Well done. Bad Kid and Clarence lead the way, both over a 260 ACS, both picking up 20 plus frags along the way. 7 first bloods between the two of them. Surely with this one being concluded with such a tight score, our other matchup has to be close. Let's go ahead and flip it on back over to Pearl.
Like I never left.
Yeah, sorry. I'm over to Pearl. You can see as far as it tuned in.
One enemy remaining.
Fight. And EVV, okay, gives us a little bit of dinner and a show with the 8th round selection from Centerville, keeping things close here on our other best of 3 series. Again, 2 tickets into the grand finals. That will be tomorrow.
Right now, Centerville has has picked up 1 less round since the half. It did indeed go into the halftime, tied up at 6. And this time around, we'll be able to walk in with the advantages as it is pretty well a Shiko round. Over on that Owasso side, the only thing other than a Sheriff will be the one lone Spectre. That's part of the reason. We'll see Owasso, I was going to say paired up and kind of split together. Instead, spread apart. And they're all actually guessing right as far as the full portion over towards A.
It's also going to be a crunch coming through. You're on behind. Caspetti able to trade. Actually didn't even die. Finally will, as I say it, will it into existence. EVP with that headshot.
Last player standing.
Mordekaiser,
Strike
Fizzin,
down
and
A.
Mordekaiser again. Kill contract. Welcome in. Where'd you go? They're waiting for you. We don't even get to watch it. It's so brutal. Mordekaiser with the 3K.
Tough situation to be in.
If you're not a good shot
you win
today,
the kill
don't worry.
contract, you
There are
already have
other ways
people
to be
waiting
useful.
for you to respawn back into the map. That's basically a guaranteed round as Owasso gonna be up by 2. First one into double digits here. Now all of a sudden, when you look across the way, it's gonna be Centerville coming in with a lower buy.
Of course, here on map number 1, we'll go Haven Sunset Split. Split, of course, if necessary, as that 3rd map to finish us out. You talk about that buy.
Revealing area.
It's not too nice, but at the same time, with how many kills Owasso just got, I mean, who knows? It's already a 1-for-1 trade. EVV with the Sheriff doing the dirty work. You wonder once again, when do they invest him? But the health bars are just terrible right now. Betty's got another. Dex has got one through the box, and it is Spraytown USA for Dex and the rest of the crew as they punish the walkout through window.
One enemy remaining.
Betty finds the 4K here as Owasso moves up to 11. Remember, this is Centerville's map pick. So for them to be able to steal home court advantage, essentially, here as the lower seed would be huge for them.
That goes
I
there.
think you go back to that map we were just talking about where
goes
Sunset
here.
is going to be that second map choice from Owasso. It's not a super common map.
should
It is
go.
one if you've trained not only all day long,
That goes there.
but all season long for that map
This
specifically.
is a nice
It
spot.
could be a 2-0. It could be your ticket on in. 5 ultimates still available when Centerville going to use them.
Also trying to think for Owasso. I think that they play Sunset twice in groups. I'm pretty sure they at least played it once and did walk away with the dub, if I'm not mistaken. So one that a map that they're definitely familiar on. If they're able to walk away, stealing this map, going into a map where they've already found success on the day, that's just more confidence built for them moving through the rest of this semifinal matchup. As far as
My camera is
round
destroyed.
number 20, we have yet to see that open frag. Vision hearing all sorts of noise popping off in the garage. That rolling thunder gets this done on one. C is fully open. Rysick will be able to take down Texi. Second player looking to step around the corner. It's the Sova. Strong Maniac able to put him down.
Sort of quick there. 4v4 now, initiated on site with JP. Their headshot is great. This Betty's got the operator shot as well. And the utility fake through the wall as the Toyota Corolla delivers one to the Pineapple Dome. So down a member here as Petty utilizes the scope weaponry to make it a 1-for-1. Hunter's Fury delays
Last player
the
standing.
defusal. Despedio has to go forward, and it's the Team Ace here to earn the 9th round for Centerville.
I love the combo, right? You send out the Hunter's Fury, what you expect is probably getting the players to kind of run around, trying to keep themselves alive. Then it's EVV who pops in right over from Garage and basically just gets free cleanup duty. Able to put them up to 9. Centerville looking to not only put themselves up to double digits, but turn this into a 1-round ball game. And I think more important than that, when you look over towards the econ, if you're able to string a couple of rounds together, you could very well be going into round 23 with Owasso on a low buy.
You're nothing.
Critical. You know what else is critical? Getting your duelist going. EVV has been holding on to this Empress ultimate for the right moment, and it's been
I know
slaying
exactly
out.
where you are.
Hero from behind. It's going to be that Cypher upload that's going to give away the positions from the Neural
Spike
Theft.
down B.
Playing safely towards the doors. It's Isotopic Hero who finds their one, but no plant quite yet. There's a really nice pincer coming through on the B bomb site. Knife out. Still, the spray traded from Isotopic Hero.
One enemy
Talking
remaining.
about Isotopic Hero time and time again here this evening. Both them and Rysick have really been leading the way for the Centerville squad, especially when frags are needed the most. When we talk about when frags are needed the most, however, Tispetti has also been holding it down over for Owasso here. They will now be left in a 1v2. Isotopic Hero shoots over towards the decoy. Doesn't find its mark, but will still be taking down sight. It's Rysick who will be able to put it down, and well, it's now a 1-round ball game here, Llama.
Oh, it's so close. I think for Owasso, that is a tough round to lose for the pincer that you had set up, losing 2 isolated 1v1s inside of B. That's why we talk about B is so tough to take in this map, is when you have that crossfire built up from both A and C, it's really tough for the offensive sided team to actually get space. They also had window control, but that Neural Theft, it's an information ultimate for a reason, helped win the round for Centerville. And now out of those 5 ultimates where you're asking them to invest, they've only got 1 more, but it's the Empress, and they have absolutely imploded the buy from Owasso, and they're going to go quick.
How they have the potential of being able to walk into one of these later rounds with a quite advantageous buy. This is it here, but you have to be able to capitalize and pull this thing to a tie. Dropping 1 player here definitely is not what you were looking for. Kind of Chuck Dart round here could work to their advantage. Chuck Dart not going to be able to find its mark.
Right here.
03 Toyota Corolla going to be able to find 1. Vision also finds 1 in exchange. It's a 3v3 here, Llama.
He's just trying to get out of dodge. I think they're trying to rotate this, but they've left a member in sight. Rysick gets shotgun to the ground. Do they stay? No way. The play is to stay. They say, rotate over, do your dirty work. We're going to retake this C site. Or not. Or they want to check behind them. 40 seconds to go. Toyota Corolla cleaning out the spawn side. And then grouping back up with a teammate.
Oh. I like the fact that Vision's still here, but despite the fact that Vision's
30
still
seconds
holding down
left.
this back end, there is no one on C to meet with any sort of resistance. We do see utility getting sent out because of those nice little shadows that we get to see in the spectator mode. But Corolla will go for the plant.
Last
Sure,
player
won't plant for
standing.
long. No, instead was planting over potentially for an opposite hold. Unfortunately, though, it's all going to be left to the 0-3 Toyota Corolla. Turns the corner. I wouldn't be peeking my head out there for too long.
I mean, it is a dual peak, but it is also one of the longest ways to walk in all of Valorant.
One enemy
It
remaining.
slices it and does get one. One is not enough. Taspetti on the 3K. Owasso has earned themselves a guaranteed overtime and are one round away
idiots.
from taking map number 1.
This has been back and forth throughout the
Match
entirety
point.
of map number 1, and I wouldn't expect maps 2 and potentially 3 to be the same way, but think about starting a map up 4-0, and then when you get towards the end of the second half, it is triple map point for the opposition. That's exactly the situation that Centerville find themselves in for now.
Cutting
And not only that, they are going to come in with a little bit of a mixed buy as well.
It's whatever they can muster, and it's going to be EVV, the hero rifle. The hero right now. Got Empress, so why not? Everything on the table, all in, hoping the flop goes their way. It's going to be some mixed pressure, though, as they send out towards mid, and that courtyard connection, the flip away and the isolation angle peak is not good enough to get any kills from Owasso. For JV&G, it's towards the other side. They rotate back with that shotgun. They've got to deal with 2 players here on the C site, but it's
Cage
definitely doable.
Taspetti gonna be able to find an opening pick here. That does mean it's still a 4v4. 52 seconds here. Right now, Centerville still has to figure out where they want to take this spike. They did pivot away from C long. They are now potentially looking to push their way through garage. JVNG takes the high ground. You've also got the rolling thunder onto the site itself. But Vision finds a way to get one.
30 seconds left.
Vision's still here on site alive, at least for now, especially when Taspetti pushes through and finds one for themselves as well.
It's a shotgun on JV&G. Plant is going to go down slowly for me. And the shotgun, the dimensional drift, thought he found him, heard the overall cues, and felt the drift curse, as we call it. You get it on the player model, 2 separate angles, an isolation here fight, and JV&G is going to go for the
enemy
shooting and dealing a kill. It's down to a 2v1. The Vandal here from Ryan, 76 HP is enough, and it's not done yet. The Elks survive and force this one to go the distance.
Centerville saying we're at least going the distance. We might very well even send this thing off to overtime, and because of that, Owasso says, hey, you know what? Let's hold on a second, because the last thing you want to do is head off to overtime when it felt like the dub was all but assured. Owasso will have to take time to regather themselves to put together the perfect defensive strategy.
It's a great time to call a timeout. I mean, it is literally the one round that can change everything. I think the great news for Centerville, you've got weapons back in your pocket, you're feeling good. I think the bad news is you invested a heck of a lot into that round. Look at the ultimate counters. I mean,
Yeah.
Isotopic, JV&G, Toyota Corolla are probably not going to get theirs, including EVV. You look on the other side, I mean, Tex is one away, Mordekaiser's is one away. Strong Maniac, that ultimate could disrupt the entire game plan they want. But I guess let's see it, Q. I mean, we've already had some overtimes today. We'll see if we get another one.
Right now, I think the important thing is you keep your Sova alive. Keep that Hunter's Fury available if needed. for a later on potential plant here, right? Whether it's staging them off or just trying to buy space as the rest of your team moves in for the retake. You mentioned how they've at least got their ult available. Imagine you also pick up those other couple. All of a sudden, Owasso could very well have all the chips in their favor, but they are back into it. Let's see if maybe even Centerville was able to put together a good strategy for them on the attacking side.
Here.
Wrapping play. This could decide everything. Truly isotopic. The footsteps will hear the bullets as well. A teleport back to safety and a work around the box. Already some Swiss cheese through it. Takes a bite out of this play, goes on forward, and it's a double! Despetti and Vision, their sheriffs are enough to get 2 kills. Now you've got to deny the weapons. Now you've got to stick around. It's a one-way placed up top that will push away this Centerville crew. It looks like the weapons are grabbed, and that they will be. What a pick play to start out from Owasso.
Big picks. But still, Centerville has the ability, if they're able to catch them off guard with just one rotation, maybe you could at least turn things back into your favor a little bit. But the discipline we are still seeing currently from Owasso. Nobody
30 seconds
forward
left.
past those entry points onto all 3 sites, right? 6 slowly approaching here towards this B site. JVNG along with them. They'll be able to break the trap wire. Looks like a little bit of hesitation before they push onto site.
And they've got no time for that. I mean, there's 10 seconds left to go, and there's the Hunter
Spike
Fury.
planted.
The plant will go down,
One
but that one
enemy
gone.
remaining.
Dex, 1, 2, and 1 more to go. It's the pistol pull-out and a pull-in-1. But that's all they will get. Owasso Storm back out of their timeout.
Defenders
Refuse
win.
to go to overtime and end up victorious in map 1.
Talk about a big map win, going the distance, coming in as, you can say, the underdog, but we did have 5 teams that finished 2-1 in their group stage here, and it was Despetti who leads the way. 33 frags, 6 first bloods, an ACS of 378 to boot. If you really look at it, it's the leading fragging from them and Mord Kaiser that really kind of helped lead the way, because otherwise they're surrounded with a bunch of players. They're from Centerville in the top 5.
And even those first bloods, every single player from Centerville was able to get one towards their favor, but it doesn't matter how close or how far away the map loss was. It's still a map loss, and for Owasso, they'll be able to get 2 more chances to try and close it out. But there's no time for any breaks. The good news is we've got map number 2 of our other series ready to go.
Let's get on over to it. Map number 2, and well, Bishop Kelly is very much in need of a map under Rapids. Take map number 1. They've already got
Last
gun
player
in the play
standing.
after winning round
Spike down
one, and
A.
very quickly
Flawless.
able to add a second to their tally.
Little flawless rounds here as we jump right
Level
on in.
heads until we're
Cedar
home, yes?
Rapids. This is a map where it is a little bit more defender-sided, so it's not the end of the world if you lose some of these early rounds. But I want to see if they can close it out right here, because they are a team that has built so much confidence after winning that first one. You imagine they would love to have an early day, and you know, Q, the earlier of a day you have, the more time you have to study your opponents for tomorrow.
Well, I agree on the studying side. I think more importantly, especially after such a long day of Valorant, has to be more about the rest, man. Getting yourself a little bit of time away from the screens, because you do have another best of 3 on the sunrise of tomorrow. It's not like it's much time between the two. I'm sure they'll spend a little bit of time prepping, but I think more importantly, wrapping up in 2 straight maps gives you a little bit more time to rest, which I'm sure the Rapids would love to.
Everybody would. It gives you a chance to just relax, focus in towards tomorrow. But tomorrow is still a long ways away, especially for Bishop Kelly, who would love to go 3 rounds straight and start to break that economy. Interestingly enough, they are playing that deadlock, so those sound sensors are going to be critical towards the overall composition and where you place them. Both of them are located in this B site, so if Cedar Rapids go too aggressive here in this round, they could definitely get caught. Unironically and ironically in a net.
Right here. Scanning ahead.
One there. We'll back down before the fragment gets sent in.
Chuck
That will
duck.
destroy the recon bolt.
30 seconds
The
left.
shots may have also added to it, but despite either way, there's no information will be given across, and maybe almost too much noise being made here by Clarence might make them think that it will be a full push over towards A. Meanwhile, the rest of the squad looking to take space on B.
10 seconds left.
A little bit worried there. 10 seconds to go, and the spike just now getting planted on down.
Spike
Cedar
planted.
Rapids in the dirt.
I hear you,
Cold is going
I
to get an
catch you.
isolated kill. Clarence is on very minimal HP as well. If you lose Clarence, the position just breaks apart, and you are stuck in that site against the onslaught. Clarence needs to live, needs to just stay alive for the time being and play the patient play. Procrastinator's going to come from the high ground, setting up in towards the main entryway, and it's Procrastinator that takes down the kill. Doro's got
One
the work
enemy
back,
remaining.
and all of a sudden, it's down to a 2-on-1, cut with the net out,
Last player
and the
standing.
damage is already there. Cold, the spray away for 3. It's good enough from Bishop Kelly.
Wow, able to find the
Clutch.
work there is Cold. I thought
I know
the
how to fend
reposition
for
might
myself.
be just enough to catch Cold off guard, but instead, third round on the board for Bishop Kelly. That will break the bank over on that Cedar Rapids side as they will be looking to save here in round 4.
It's going to be a tough round number 4, and we said it's going to be a tough half overall for Cedar Rapids. It'll be just, the aim is to get 3 or 4 rounds. That's the baseline. Try and find something creative, and then move to this defensive side. Because when you look at the defensive setup that's going to be there for Cedar Rapids, you've got KO, you've got Clove, you've got Sova, you've got Cypher, you have everything. Procrastinator, well, they've got an operator.
Operator
My
did
ult's
have to
ready.
fall back, but then peeks one more time and said, Bomb Villain, you dare test me? Boy, sit down. It's going to allow for Bishop Kelly to have that advantage here for the rest of the round.
See where they go with it, too. I mean, it's going to be tripwire and camera setup. Safety. Procrastinator takes down another as they try to enter on the B side. Tripwire is great. Door is going to be tried to be shut, but Bakery, before they can, takes down one more.
Last player standing.
The double. Procrastinator.
Spike down
the
A.
triple kill. And it's all down to a low HP Clarence.
was your
They get
best
a
one.
3K. That's all they will wish for. A decent eco, but the round again goes towards the Knights.
All right, we've been here before. We
I could use a
understand
drop.
the situation, as does Cedar Rapids Kennedy, and understandably so, understanding the situation, opts to call the timeout here. They will be going into this 5th round with rifles in hand once again. But when you talk about playing against a team like Bishop Kelly, who, albeit right now, walk in as the 2 seed after our group stage play, let's not forget that they were the 1 seed before the start of the day. So this is a team that is known for just how well they can produce. The last thing you want to do is give them a 5-0 lead to start round 2, or map 2.
And this is a map as well where we said it. Cedar Rapids can close out the series on it. So you've got 2 pretty massive ultimates. If you can battle against that dimensional drift, I think the most important thing is you've got to do something about this operator. It needs to be punished. You cannot allow it to float round after round after round, because it is getting to the point where these are state champions. We've said it many times, but these are players that are good enough. You give them the chance, you give them 2, you give them 3, they're going to hit every single one of them.
The type of players that if you give them opportunities, all 10 of the players that are here in map number 2 definitely have the ability to capitalize. Question is, who is going to be able to force the opposition into those very
Enemy mark.
uncommon mistakes? Up in hands here for Procrastinator, sitting inside the smoke, and intentionally make a play on Catwalk. Meanwhile, Cedar Rapids here are looking to make a very quick push towards B.
Got the site for free. This is nice and easy. KO pushed everybody away as nobody wanted to try and fight that without their abilities. LeBron James is able to hit a
There
headshot.
they are.
4 left to go here. Make that a 4v4 now. It's a kill from Bakery. Starting to bake stuff in. Breaking a couple eggs to make sure their game plan can go on through. Bad Kid's position has to be huge. Dimensional Drift is going to be popped. It's going to be information gaining. And just now, the points are coming down. A slicer of an ultimate from Bakery will start to deal some damage.
Spike
But it's
down.
only
I know
one for
exactly
one.
what-
In the
Last
back
player
line, Loadout's
standing.
Procrastinator is cleared. A 3v1 here for Cedar Rapids.
Bakery, the last one left to wait live for Bishop Kelly. You would like to make
Spike
this round
planted.
as expensive as possible, as it is just round number 5, where Cedar Rapids is looking to put their first onto the board. You saw a shock dart get launched forward. Bakery not quite going to be able to find the mark. Oh no, actually backed down off that one. We'll be able to send it forward here with the second towards Boathouse, though, where 2 players do stand. I think they saw just enough of the shoulder of one. Now realizing both are back there, jumps down. Toro puts Bakery down. And that allows for Cedar Rapids to get their first round on the board.
Huzzah!
The
Keep
fast
this
play.
momentum.
Thanks.
It did cost you a neural theft and Nikeo ultimate as well. But that's okay. I mean, you
this
got
is
the
a nice
dimensional
spot.
drift out on the other side. You gained 2 ultimates of your own. So I know there's girl math, but we can call that Valorant math. It's no ultimates invested because you've still got 2 of them on the board.
You know what? Any round that you can win while still being able to conserve ultimates has you feeling pretty good. Because those ultimates, it's all about being able to get the value. 1, you save both of them to come across, but 2, seeing how you can use them.
Revealing
Even
area.
here in round number 6. A very quick push over towards this A site here. Bakery has the
Gotcha,
information.
fun.
Praise and praise
My
from the
turn.
sheriff. Able to find one. LeBron James not quite dead yet. Will get put down for a second time by Bakery.
And golly, just hit him through the smoke right over
Spike
you. The
planted.
damage is insane. For Cedar Rapids, they're down to 3 players. Sure, you've got 2 ultimates. You've got that Hunter's Fury.
triggered.
But boy, you are going to have to play a great defensive structure here. You're going to send Toro down to the low ground and play in out of that cage. That's a great 2-way. Getting cold. Sheriff is the 1. And it's the dagger.
One enemy
but
remaining.
no! The cocoon eats the blades. Bob Villain's going to try and
Last
save their
player
teammate.
standing.
They will. But Walt Eisen takes them down as they fall to the ground.
Scanning ahead.
And now it's Bob Villain.
Found them.
This 1v1. Eisen sent into the recon as the shots through the generator don't hit. A spike up to the 2nd level, but Bob Villain takes the elevator to the roof and drops them off.
An expensive round, however, when you are trying to work on a comeback. Here early for Cedar Rapids Kennedy. They will be able to full buy into this next round, but sometimes when you talk about the difference of keeping even just an extra rifle up, really start to add up throughout the course of a half. They're going to need to continue to piece things together here. They will still have 1 ult at their disposal, which will be that of Bob Villain, that Hunter's Fury, which we have seen, at least in the past, has been able to get them quite a bit of a good return on investment.
It's been nice. I mean, they've been able to do so much damage with that, and the follow-up has been decisive, to say the least. There's a camera up top here, and for Bob Villain, they're the first one to enter here, so that Hunter's Fury could be at risk if they are dropped. Some space gained over towards Catwalk, and Bakery says, no, that's not your space. That's the space of the bakery. Smell the fresh donuts being cooked.
All right, time to make the donuts here. It is round 7. Got to find a way back into your winning ways here. If you are Bishop Kelly, you dropped map 1. Really needing a win this time around on map 2. It does look like they'll at least pivot their focus a little bit. Is it a full rotate over towards B? That is still yet to be seen, but with 40 seconds left, you gotta start moving with a little bit of a sense of urgency.
Starts to pick it up, and there's still a deadlock on the other side. That's going to be a wee bit tough with those sound sensors. It also
30
doesn't
seconds
feel
left.
good that Bad Kid is on 7 HP, so not a ton to try and fight early. They're actually going to send Bad Kid in as that kind of first target to try and be the bait,
No
try and
escape.
send the life for a trade or something
No
else.
surprises.
As they send in, it's going to be
No
those sound
surprises.
sensors starting to pop. Oh, the dash right into the second one. Feels bad.
10 seconds
man.
left.
10 seconds to go. Procrastinator's got a kill. This should be a plan, but it's how can they defend it from Toro.
Just enough time to get the spike down, but only 3 left on the defense. here for Cedar Rapids as everyone rounds the corner for Bishop. However, one does get found by LeBron James. Let's separate this thing 2-2 on either side. A spray on through.
One enemy remaining.
One. LeBron James.
Last player
sprays
standing.
finds one. Toro found two.
Make
Make
it
it
yourself.
a pair for the two of them. And some way, somehow, Cedar Rapids Kennedy steal round number 7 and turn this into a one-round match.
I think Bishop Kelly just tried going in there dry and just said, we've got more players, let's just send everybody at them. They split up 2-2. They had a delayed entry from Bakery, who was trying to get that kill through the wall, albeit you got the kill, but it was on a 7 health Cypher. They probably weren't going to do anything anyways. And Cedar Rapids, they've got 3 rounds in a row now. They don't have ultimates, they've got rounds.
Look at ultimates. Bishop Kelly does have 3 available at their disposal. You've got big movement from the Omen if you need it. You've got the Hunter's Fury as well as some big
Right here.
information from the
Deploying
neural
drones.
depth. So Bishop Kelly feels like they've got plenty of tools at their disposal to get back to their winning
Enemy
ways. However, for Cedar Rapids, sorry, get stuck on their teammate. That's not exactly where that one was looking to go, but hey, you know what? Mistakes happen, I do suppose. It does slow down this push here towards A, which allows the defense to rotate their way over.
Without those tripwires destroyed, makes the entry a wee bit tougher, but who knows, was just trying to give their teammate a little bit of a back heat-treated massage, per se, trying to keep their
Revealing
spirits
area.
lively. There they are. They know it's going to be fun. The back line is disrupted. It's a double kill. Bakery Sheriff is good for 1, as the Sheriffs are good for 2 in combination. Burrow's down to 27, and their teammate not much better.
Working up here in heaven.
30
does
seconds
have
left.
Full HP for now. It's probably gonna wait for the both of those teammates to come over. Bakery's right around the corner. That's
Spike
your
planted.
Hunter's Fury. That comes out here. A swing. And not quite a miss. You're able to at least find Toro. But the spike has already gone down. Cold looking to
Last
make the
player
swing up in
standing.
heaven. Will be shut down at least early.
No peeking.
Last player standing.
Back
Through
like I
Cold.
never
Really nice
left.
Sheriff shot will force out the ultimate on the other side. LeBron James, of course, needs a kill or an assist to survive, so probably would just give their life for the cause.
Last
Waits
player
on the other side
standing.
of this one, gets the 3K. And now looks to finish it off. Net will catch, slow move in, remove of the net. How do you go? Get around the
No
edge.
way.
Defuse goes. Oh! It's a clutch action and a successful defuse off the Thrifty for Bishop Kelly.
Wow, talk about a play to be able to get back into your winning ways. It feels like definitely stole one from right under the noses of Cedar Rapids
This goes
Kennedy.
here.
They've still got a couple of ults at their disposal to look to try and move up to 6, which guarantees them a split of the lead at half.
It's interesting enough to see how the work back has been from Cedar Rapids. Of course, this is still a map where you don't feel favored on the attacking side, but rounds like that, oh, they hurt. The Thrifty especially, it bolsters the economy for possibly the rest of the half. And Bob Dylan is just going to get caught in the utility. It's actually their teammate that pays the iron price. Procrastinator back to safety. No space through Catwalk either, so Procrastinator will just walk out, grab some extra info at his own. Cage is going to be there. Decoys first. Fake out catches him. Now Bad Kid, they know the location. Bad Kid needs to hold this. The crossfire is good. Bob Dylan, kill.
They have to move their way on
Cage
over.
triggered.
Bad Kid with them. Working through mid and then rotating and pivoting
Cage triggered.
over towards B. Showtime already over.
On my
Good
wire.
jump to the high ground with a little bit of the extra resistance. Quick little peekaboo. Allows for them to take down Bob. And then also
Spike
see
down,
other pairs.
B.
Now it means only one player left. It's just the Cypher Bad Kid.
Last player standing.
Res available. I can't quite get to it. That's Procrastinator and Showtime, who earned themselves numero 7 here. It is going to be a beautiful opportunity from Cedar Rapids to keep the push going forward, and we'll have to see what the money looks like. It is not so good.
It's
Sound
going to
sensor
be another save round over on the side of Cedar Rapids, and meanwhile, they're
Listening.
walking into a team that has 4, count them, 4 ults at their disposal, everything but the Hunter's Fury. Kelly could very well be giving themselves a guaranteed lead at halftime here in this next round.
Stay down.
6 this time around. They were already at 7. Maybe they could just get in there anyway.
enemy
Procrastinator and Bakery
Spike
shot.
down
It's
A.
a double kill from the Yoru. They're just gonna flash out. Clarence has to get something going. That's a good shot to take. Picks up the Vandal. Can't quite get the long range kill. And Procrastinator picks up the 3K to put Bishop Kelly now on to 7.
Inadvertently giving the script away. That's all it was,
Yeah,
Mama.
my bad.
It's okay. I see it. Everyone gets one, but you know what? While it's 7-3 here and we wind down our first half of map number 2, let's actually kick it on over to Centerville versus Owasso as they're getting ready to start off map number 2. We're off to Sunset. It's the pistol round.
Get to jump in right at the start here. With the Rams winning map number 1. They have 2 chances to close out the series. Despetti wants to go quick. Smoke up top. Tripwire down low is destroyed.
Spike
With this plan
planted.
setup, I mean, control of elbow, control of main here. So Owasso, you're going to be starting on this attacking side and starting with a lot forward. Punishes the overcommittal with a kill. It's a 2 for 1. Make that a 3 for 1.
One enemy
Slaying
remaining.
out. ABB's got a 3K. And Reyna, will they be stopped? No, because Toyota Corolla runs them over. 3 players survive. Centerville. Nice little rotate in retake.
Just a reminder, we had talked about it during the course of map number 1, but map 1 was Centerville's map pick. So this is where Owasso opted to send things. Of course, it is just the pistol. I don't think you really have to overthink as far as dropping that one there, but something to keep in mind as we move forward through this map. Maybe Owasso has an extra ace or 2 up the sleeve when it comes to strategies here a little bit later.
It would be interesting to see what those pick plays are going to be, what their set actions they want to take. Of course, this time around for Owasso, it is 4 classics and a Bucky. I love to see it. Try and get this streak going. Toyota Corolla is going to go for the stun, but the stun himself takes down a headshot. And that's the one weapon. Bye-bye. Toyota Corolla not with the HP, but the Outlaw has the cut down angle. Mordekaiser gets the kill as well.
One
and
enemy
punches
remaining.
in, but it's Isotopic Hero and the Marshall that deal blows unsurmountable. Centerville's got back-to-back.
The symphony
The
of
type
death.
of rounds that we have been used to seeing from Centerville during the course of the group stage, wasn't it? Quick, fast, and in a hurry, getting round number 2 done. It does look like we are going to have a tech pause on scene here between Centerville and Owasso. So we'll have to hang on tight. It does look like a potential audio issue over on the side of Centerville here. So while we figure out the tech issues here, let's go ahead and send it on back over
Get out of my
to
way.
our other semifinal matchup where Bishop Kelly is looking to try and move themselves up to 9 before half.
With a perfectly timed jet line, too. Get out of my way, other match. It's time for this one. Cedar Rapids looks to do some damage in the final round of the half. Popping LeBron James.
Barrier
It's going to
deployed.
be the jet knives getting maybe a little bit more value on this crosser angle. Different ways to look. Dashing again up in the air, delaying the clone, and diving into the back line. It'll be Clarence that actually takes down Procrastinator, so those blades will not get reset. But I love the lurk through mid. You've got a Cypher that is just biding the timing. Cypher on Cypher violence. They warned us about this. It was bad game, but no! Showtime gets the swing back. Bishop Kelly on a gold road for this retake.
Hazen, who's going to be able to find one. It's left down to a 2v2
One enemy remaining.
here for now, but
Last player
Showtime
standing.
sitting on relatively low HP here and will only have 30 as they drop Bob Villain. Gonna be able to put him down. Cedar Rapids.
Switching sides.
It might not necessarily be in the score line that they were looking for the start of the map, but they were able to at least bring things back to a little bit more manageable. 8-4 definitely still doable.
Of course, on the attacking side, too. I mean, not expected to get too many rounds. We'll now see as things can swap, and both teams have their win condition. For Bishop Kelly, I mean, it's obviously you want to win the map. That's your win condition. Your ideal of winning this series has to start by winning this one right here. But for Cedar Rapids, I think we talked about this composition, is so set for the defensive side that they have a lot of tools at their disposal. They have offensive walkouts available. Let's see how they do on the pistol round.
Pistol round is where Cedar Rapids can turn things around. They don't necessarily need to go on a 4-round run the way that they saw Bishop Kelly do to start off their defending half. But I think importantly is that at least you get yourself the first 2. You turn it into a 2-round game as the rifles do come into play here. Do get ready to start off the second half. It looks like Bishop Kelly pretty committed over towards this A push for now.
We've got 5 players here. I wonder how long they'll stay here, or how many players will eventually venture over. For Cedar Rapids, they don't really have the right choice of the 3-2 stack. They've got their clove more pointed towards market. That retake is coming very fast and very flush. Toro, this bit of Sharon, go for the clone. It's going to be Clarence doubling up from the door. And a 2-for-2 trade back. Eisen's got a 2K of their own as the spike goes down. Cedar Rapids got a 2-man retake that needs to succeed.
Need the success here on the retake indeed, Llama. I mean, you got the disadvantage, but one shot very well put the Cypher down and turn this fight into your favor.
area.
Cold is sitting back line with a little bit of damage done to them here as well. Bob Villain trying to peek in through tree, pokes away
Last
with
player
those shot
standing.
darts. Not able to find anything. Both players from Cedar Rapids get put down. Bishop Kelly up to 9.
That was a phenomenal little bit of hold because Cedar Rapids were engaging from a couple of different points of interest. So to be able to work a massive trio of communication and talk over that post plan, lovely stuff from the Knights. They move up to 9, 1 away from double digits. And with their money, it's looking like they've got the weaponry to do it. For Cedar Rapids, this is realistically not where you could possibly turn things around, maybe do some damage. But you look towards that next round where you give over double digits, you have very few rounds to get.
One of the next 2 for sure.
No peeking.
Could you pull off the thrifty? I mean, it is possible, but not with the way that Bishop Kelly seems to be locked in, at least for now.
Camera
Cedar
taken
Rapids
out.
will have numbers advantage briefly. Here, they might not necessarily have the best
Spike
artillery
planted.
on hand. They do have at least the numbers. The door goes down. One more barrier here as far as for Bishop Kelly between them and Cedar Rapids. Bad Kid sprays away the door, but can't quite find a way to break on through yet. Of course, with the spike down, that does mean that Cedar Rapids is on the clock.
Picked up those 2 weapons from the early kills. Can they use
I must
them to
wait
the
a
best
moment.
of their ability right now? Showtime waits in wine cellar. Check it. Of course you do,
Last
but it's too
player
late.
standing.
Showtime gets 1. Eisen gets 2 very quickly. And the shutdown 3-player pincer
If they try
looked
something,
a little bit dangerous
I'll
when they
see.
gave over that weapons. But it's not a Cedar Rapids round. It's the Knights that move up to 10 first.
Saw him very quickly peek down that low side, didn't see, turned away, and then all of a sudden get hit from behind. That's a big old feels bad, bruh. But it's now a 6-round lead here for Bishop Kelly. It feels like Bishop Kelly, at least for now, probably pretty comfortable with where we're at. We did have a
This is a
pause
nice
in our
spot.
other matchup when we had turned away. Let's go ahead and tune back in over there.
Yes, this should
Checking
go.
as far as where that matchup is setting. Oh, it's actually, I'm guessing a word got back paused one more time. Let's not send it there. We're going to stick here. On board as Cedar Rapids looks to bounce back.
Got the weaponry here in this round to get it done, especially with the damage they did in those 2 kills from the last time around. It's going to be Bad Kid. Has to be very clutch on this defensive standstill. LeBron James will remove the net and get back to that market cut down position. Look at me. Cuts away. Avoid the nade very briefly. Dylan goes for the spray down. It's actually the 2 teammates that pick up some kills. The teleport's in. The shock dart connects. How about another one? Bakery's just burnt down to nothing off of those darts. And unfortunately, that spike still lingers outside of A main. There are 5 guns trained on that entryway. Good luck going through that smoke.
Crusaders been able to find their way on the back site here, however, and could be incredibly disruptive They're able to find their way up these stairs, up to where, I mean,
30
everyone
seconds
you had
left.
mentioned, their guns drawn over
Here.
towards their teammate. Procrastinator fires off a couple of shots.
Last
Neither of
player
them find
standing.
either of them. Bob Dylan finds one, Bob Dylan finds two, and Cedar Rapids back onto the scoreboard.
A nice little force round there, where Cedar Rapids say, we're not going to move. You didn't plant. What are you going to do other than walk in through A main into everything we have prepared? Not only do they have the nade from Clarence to start it out, but then they have that follow-up from Bob Villain, who does so much delay and damage from the button positioning. And now all of a
I'll
sudden,
find them.
everybody's got rifles. 10-5 here. Cedar Rapids need a streak to cut this lead by as 5
Scanning
margin.
ahead.
Let's see just how far
Camera.
into this lead they can cut here, because they've only got one occasion thus far here in map number 2 where they've been able to put together back-to-back rounds of wins. That's not a building block that you really want to have in front of you, as you do look to cut away at a lead that is twice the size of what you've acquired here. They have at least been able to find that opening pick. But all that's
Right
going
here.
to do is slow Bishop Kelly down. It's not necessarily going to bring this push to a halt. And that slowed it down approach could very well cause for some doubt to creep into the back of the mind.
Slow approach is going to give Bakery another elimination, another schmeckle to add towards the pile here. So it looks like Bob Villain, once this engagement, sees the pop-up from Bakery. But I think Cold saw that shoulder blade just as well. It's going to be a quick little recon. Bob Villain's going to avoid it around the side, and that ultimate orb is pushed away until this time. It's going to be Toro, Bob Villain, both getting one. The spray down
One
from
enemy
Bakery's
remaining.
huge, but it's a perfect flash.
30
Reload from
seconds left.
Toro might get them caught,
Okay.
but
There you
doesn't. Gets the 3K anyway.
Toro with a big round
Nap
here
time.
allows for back-to-back
Sorry.
round wins. And
Only brought enough for
Cedar
me.
Rapids is now up to 6. And with those back-to-back rounds, the econ not quite favorable for Bishop Kelly. So they'll walk into round 17 with the Chico buyout here. 4 sheriffs, only 1 stinger. Let's actually make that 3 stinger. All right, I'm not going to keep changing it. These guys at the bottom are going to keep changing their buy. You get the point, though. It should be an advantageous round here for Cedar Rapids Kennedy.
And they're on the defensive side. I mean, this is where you can really run up that scorecard. You got the jet knives. I think at this point, though, you just want to build up ultimates rather than use them, unless you absolutely need them. It's going to be a pushback here from Toro. You wonder, what can they do with this? What can they do with this left-sided peak? You have a cut down because you have your teammate on the other side of the brick wall. It feels like with that paranoia incoming, a push is soon to follow. Procrastinator with the SMG deals one dead, and with LeBron James here, it'll slow the push down. Site is taken. Market and Showtime has the possibility to do some
Where is
dastardly thing.
everyone?
That's a headshot. That's the neural theft.
Neural theft, of course, gives all sorts of information on over locations. Have now been revealed here. Procrastinator back in from this defender.
One
On
enemy
site.
remaining.
Not gonna be able to stay upright here, and it's everybody pushing on from Cedar Rapids. And well, there you go. They're able to clean things up. Yeah, you still got to get the defuse. Someone's got to get onto that thing. It's going to be Clarence. Winds it down. That's going to allow for Cedar Rapids Kennedy to move up to 7.
Good old lucky number 7 here as a 3-round streak coming in from Cedar Rapids. A lovely set of defensive positioning there. And I think the patience they've had in these rounds, knowing it's okay if we give them over just a squeaky bit of information. We're the ones that are holding down the better positions overall. We're the ones whose communication over the course of at least the last 3 rounds has been more solid. 5 rounds in total combined between the two teams. Most importantly, the Cypher is going to rotate back towards this A-bomb site.
You can understand why, right? It feels like we've seen a lot of at least early round pressure from Bishop Kelly over towards the side. Aaron's going to look to send the knife off to
Who's
Timbuk2, I think. I'm not exactly sure what that lineup was. It was away from the incoming players from Bishop Kelly, though. Well, Procrastinator here. He's standing in the dimensional drift. looking to enter back into play. Going to be able to find an opening pick.
Operator up top though. Toro has a chance to really break things through. They drop their own cloudburst. 2v3 though, as the door is going to be imploded. Villain wants to try and go for the re-engage and Toro's just missing the
One
shot.
enemy
Here's
remaining.
the shorty, the dash up to the high ground, and then the relook. There's that final player. Uh-oh, they front the shadowed away. Now it is a 2v1, just in a whole new playing field.
We'll have to find a way to get onto their high horses and rotate their way over towards B. Raisin allows them to be a little bit patient. Surely here's the footsteps as both players look to approach from that same way. Be able to catch
One enemy remaining.
corner, able to find one, but it's Bob Villain able to put Aizen down, and that's yet another round here for Cedar Rapids.
Villain took some damage too. Great little spray transfer. It's a cosmetic Hunter's Fury. Just wanted to show off the brand new extra knife. It's a bow, I guess.
Oh, an unfortunate misclick there. It's not like you get half of that back or nothing. All of those old orbs go to waste. Maybe you're feeling confident with the way that the last 4 rounds went, but the Hunter's Fury is usually something that gets you at least one, if not at minimum a little bit of information. Just gets wasted at the end of a round.
It's just the confidence play, as you mentioned. See if it plays on. There's Bob Villain. Toro, okay, just
Spike
play him down.
down
Gets
A.
2 ultimate orbs back from the used ultimate. And it is an eco round here for the Knights. He just
One enemy
some
remaining.
sort of damage through the box. Are you kidding me, Toro? 2 for 2. Clarence wants one more. And that spike is dropped in no man's land. So realistically, you have to kill all 3 here. You have to push through this operator. You don't even have the spike. So Procrastinator, I think, trying to play it a little bit close to the vest. Maybe go off one of those flash plays. But it doesn't even look like they invested in that. They only have the fake out. And other than that, it's a Phantom and a little bit of half armor dreams.
Sometimes you can make a lot out of a little. Procrastinator, I feel like, is one of those players that has shown us the pop-off potential. Turns away from LeBron James. However, once they turn the corner, Clarence very quickly puts them down with the operator. And we're off to round 20 with the potential of a tie at the end of this following round.
It's going to be a timeout here. So not quite. Bishop Kelly says, hold the line. Wait just a moment. We need to talk this one over. And honestly, Bob Villain, even though they did use that ultimate accidentally or as a show of confidence, they're already almost halfway back up to it. I think getting a couple of kills in that last round definitely helped. But also, you're talking about a team in Cedar Rapids that, by the way, is still up by 1 map. If they pull off this comeback, I mean, it would be an insane feat, not only to win, but to put themselves into the grand finals.
And not only that, but they would have the opportunity to watch quite a bit of that other matchup that is going on before they go home if they would want to. Because actually, our other matchup between Centerville and Owasso currently on a tech pause. We could very well be seeing that map be getting restarted for map number 2 as well. I do believe that is a conversation that's being had between the 2 teams in the background. So if you're Cedar Rapids, put a little bit of stank on this thing. Up the motion, up the tempo. Let's see if you can wrap things up before they run back map number 2.
Just get your control. And obviously, we'll switch to that one as soon as we know what's happening or when what is happening for that one. Even though this is a very interesting matchup, definitely want to see both at the same time at our Red Zone style coverage. Of course, tomorrow we get the grand finals. There's no more second stream to kind of bounce through. Just one best of 3 to crown our champion. So far, though, it's going to be Cedar Rapids who are pushing their way back rounds in a row. A great shot from Toro. An even better start to the round.
Opening pick here for Cedar Rapids, as Bishop Kelly is now going to have to slow down and figure out what they want to do on this approach. I mean, look at your mini map right now, all spread out across the way. One player on catwalk, another one still with them there in Fountains area. You got a player over towards B, a player over towards A. So I'm not exactly sure what direction they want to go. Looks like a potential pivot towards B.
You've got 3 players here. I think the tougher part is, I mean, it's only one ultimate. Sure, it's the cocoon, but that is something easily destroyed if you were a player down. And Toro has got this operator that you've got to walk through the smoke. You've got to walk right into that line of sight. Procrastinator
30
will wait
seconds
for
left.
utility. 30 seconds left to go. Now it's Hurd as the possible teleport in, and it's going to be Bob Dylan that takes him down due to a headshot. Sure, the wall is there, but that wall does not block bullets. A rotate comes in, but it is far too late. And I think Bishop Kelly is just opting into saving in this round.
10
Cedar
seconds
Rapids
left.
still has an operator up and available and is going to look for some more kills. It doesn't matter, though, as it is a round going to the Cedar Rapid Kennedy crew.
The right decision isn't always the fun decision, but it is indeed the right one. 3 rifles moved forward here for Bishop Kelly. It is going to allow for them to still kind of keep themselves and having a dog in this fight. Because the last thing you want, hand over those 3 rifles, then have the econ be broken. 11 very quickly turns into 12, and then, well, you have to win out from there. So I like the idea, but that's now 6 rounds in a row here for Cedar Rapids. You had mentioned earlier, this team walked away with a win in map number 1. Now looking to do it in back-to-back maps and not even needing to go off to map 3.
It'd be huge. I mean, taking down the number 1 team from that Group B. Of course, the even seeds are from Group B, odd are from Group A. And Cold doesn't need the odd shots, absolutely connects them. Ron James just the spray through. What a shot from Bakery.
Spike
And
planted.
even if they use that not dead yet, would spawn simply under that little bit of door action. So waiting the patience here. The Rapids need to find an answer.
To find it quick here as well. Bob Villain back over towards Tree. Looks over towards Door, and once the smoke spawns,
My
they have to
territory!
decide just how
My!
quickly
I
they
have
want to
them
push
now!
their way on in.
Button
There's the
sight.
cocoon. It's gonna take one.
Last player
Toro
standing.
pushes down, only able to find one to their name, and it's Bishop Kelly back into their winning ways as they move up to 11.
Make them regret their choice.
So close of a map here. But of course, for Cedar Rapids, they were the one that were able to finish out the job going in towards that map number 1. You talk about was such a close drive overall, but they were the ones that were able to finish it 13-9. And now you look at something. I was wondering how much they were going to reinvest. They said yes.
This is
All
a nice
shields,
spot.
operators
Goes
back.
clear.
And they've even got more money for next round if need be.
Well, that's what happens when you win 6 in a row there, Llama. You get to stack the bread just a little bit here. So even if Bishop Kelly happens to win this round, they'll be able to full
Who's
invest into
next?
another round here. That's the little benefit they have afforded for themselves. The dimensional drift here will allow to at least a little bit of safety to be felt as they do push on towards the site. Fragment comes out as well as the flash drive here from Clarence. The door not yet down as Clarence sprays away, finds one, but can't find a second.
He's already got their third. How about 2?
One enemy
Pieces
remaining.
them up. Needs to dive back in. The knives dagger for 3. And it is just quickness from Cedar Rapids. They only lose 1 player. And they said, yeah, we'll invest as much as we need to get a tied up map. 11-11. It literally could not be closer.
Let's go the distance, baby. We could very well even be looking at some overtime here as well. It's been going back and forth throughout the course of the first map, as well as now 22 rounds in map number 2 as well. As we do look towards round number 23, it feels like Cedar Rapids still should be plenty fine when it comes to their bye. Well, it looks like they are going
Keep
to
up.
be looking for another push over towards A. The only bad news is there's a lone Cypher on the side of the map.
On the other side, though, there was an operator. Toro, I don't know if they dropped it on the ground or just want to go for the early peek. Instead, they will trade back off. Interestingly enough, LeBron James there, they don't want contact, and that contact is great. Double
like
kill,
I
and
never
guess
left.
what? Not dead yet. Gets back around the pillar, needs a killer and assist to stay alive, but can just use that body as a resource. Half the bar left to go. Still needs to kill
One
one
enemy
kill,
remaining.
and
Oh,
will
no.
get it. 3K and Bad Kid seals the deal. Pop the champagne. Cedar Rapids have earned themselves
Match
that point.
Remember at the top of the
Need a drop.
day,
Thanks.
we'll forget about the whole we got through group stages and the even numbers are one group, the odd numbers are the other. At the top of the day, the #1 seed going into things was Bishop Kelly. And they are now 1 round away from being sent home here in the semifinals to Cedar
Let's
Rapids
fly.
Kennedy. And what would be, I mean, considered a slight upset, more so in just the fashion that it's happened, especially with the fact that they won so many rounds in a row once they moved to the defensive side.
It's a defensive-sided map. We were talking about win conditions, and even when we were looking at that halftime score, we knew it somewhat favored Cedar Rapids. This is it. No ultimates available, but is the gun work enough? Hunter's Fury, Neural Theft, From the Shadows, and everything Bishop Kelly could want on that other side. They've got to deal with some LMGs, and boy, oh boy, it better be clean or Cedar Rapids could earn themselves the series victory.
Room for error here. If you are Bishop Kelly, it's now or never. You're just simply looking to send things off to overtime, which adds even more pressure to the situation here for now. And they're not helping things at all by having the little bit of more of passive approach here in this 24th round. They're going to have to full send on to the point at some point here.
Keep
LeBron
Spike down,
James
B.
will be able
30
to find
seconds
one.
left.
Procrastinator puts down
I have
Bob Villain,
retreated.
however.
Where is everyone hiding?
Trade does mean Neural Theft is going to be activated. This is the round, overtime or nothing.
Spike
How much do you
planted.
got left in the tank? Bad Kid is going to watch through Market, but the timing is everything. Another player walking through. They could get them all. Eisen watches. Eisen kills
Last
one
player
for one.
standing.
But it's Showtime and Procrastinator that have left it all in LeBron James's favor. Is it the Lakers LeBron James? Is it the clutch factor? Is it the dunk master? It's the work inside the site. It's a 3v1. Full shields, full HP. But needs to clear out everybody. Bakery hits the shot through the wall. And we're going to overtime.
Give
Switching
me
sides.
bonus Valorant,
Overtime.
baby. That's what we signed up for, especially when so much is on the line for both of these two teams. Top dogs heading into the day. Didn't want to come this far just to come this far. So especially for Bishop Kelly, they would like to be able to have another map worth of fighting for them to be able to earn their spot in the grand finals. When you look over onto the other side of the map though, Cedar Rapids, all they need to do is put together back-to-back rounds.
Just 2 rounds. That's all it takes. The more we go 1 for 1, the more overtimes we will go. And it really feels like who can be the first team to score on offense will be the team to control everything. Cedar Rapids, they start on offense here. Of course, everybody in overtime will start 3 ultimate orbs away from their own ultimate. Procrastinator still gets seen by the recon bolt, but Eisen is there for the early first blood.
Spike down,
He's gonna
mid.
be able to find one as well. That means Bishop Kelly
I have
does
retrieved the
have
spike.
the man advantage. Now Bad Kid is gonna have to figure out where they want to pivot this spike. Nice flick and turn. Finds Azen, tells him sit down. Now we'll opt to move up towards the catwalk here as well. They've got a player both over towards B and A, and either player has been able to find much information scouted on site, however. So Bad Kid kind of stuck between a rock and a hard place when it comes to their decision.
The choice truly seems right here. You've got a player down. I think interestingly enough here, Bakery is a little bit
Portal
wounded,
closed.
but everybody else is superiorly healthy on that defensive side for Bad Kid.
My camera is
40 seconds to go.
destroyed.
waiting with the bow on the other side. The bad kid walks through this, could earn themselves a kill, but instead
30
won't.
seconds left.
Recon won't find anything. Clarence has got a kill on the other side of the map here. That kid is going to
player
wait.
standing.
Door is closed. Bakery
Spike
doubles
down
the load,
A.
and that's the round. Unless this clutch can come through from Clarence, they'd have to pick up the spike, plus 3 more kills. And Cole just says no. Bishop Kelly have earned themselves the first overtime map
Switching
point.
sides.
Back and
Match
forth
point.
we go here.
They think
Bishop
themselves
Kelly
are
puts
equals?
themselves
They are
on
mistaken.
2 map points here. Surely we at least get to see ourselves a double overtime. We saw overtime earlier, but it was just for the one iteration of it. Let's see how long this one will go on.
Said it's who can score first on the attacking side is what's really going to seem to be the end of the toss-up. Bishop Kelly now on their attacking side. Can they
Block
do
inside.
it? Just 2 short rounds here in overtime. The jump on in. Bakery hits the headshot, and Toro is the one to fall. Clarence has got the kill as well, and it's just going to be a mid-isolation fight. Who wins it? Nobody really. Everybody's a loser in this one as everybody heads back towards the mid and respective sites with an even player count of 3-3.
When you thought maybe Bishop Kelly had it figured out,
Spike planted.
Clarence will now go all the way around the outside on this long flank. Back towards that spawn side. Here is Cold, who looks to check their 6 for good reason. Flash drive comes out. Clarence gonna be able to put Cold down, but does suffer quite a bit of damage in exchange.
LeBron James, they've got to do it again.
Last
Watch
player
scenario
standing.
caught with the utility.
1 enemy remaining.
It's all down to Clarence. The HP is abysmal. The HP is just not there, but Isaac's looking the other way. Oh, Clarence's 4K keeps us going. You said it, Q. 1 overtime, not enough. Let's go to 2.
Let me get another one, and then another one. Let me see just how high we can
Switching
push this thing up.
sides.
Talk about
Overtime.
bad timing there. When it just felt like all you needed to do was throw a bullet at him. You looked the wrong way. And now we're off to a second overtime. Cedar Rapids' hopes of being able to complete the sweep still stay alive. No one quite to the point where you have to worry about an ult just at this point. Feels like more than likely gonna have to wait another round until we see a couple pop up.
Absolutely. And it's gonna take everything. I mean, you've got to get 3 ult orbs, so realistically, if you get the ult orb and you get the plant, that counts as 2 of them, and just 1 more kill on top could do it. Attackers have that advantage, but for Cedar Rapids, attacking side, what can you do? Can you be the ones to strike first? Or is it Bishop Kelly, who worked back after trembling right on the edge of danger? Wine Cellar is taken down to 75, has to teleport back to safety. A walkout from mid could be huge. Cedar Rapids decide to slow down.
They'll slow it down, but they won't quite pump the brakes. Gonna have to wait and see. Bakery brings out the Owl drone.
Standing ahead.
Move their way on forward. Bakery will look to pop down with that recon bolt. They're not quite gonna get any sort of information. You know, at least someone's around in middle. The lead pop out could maybe allow you to find 1 frag, but you have to worry about the player here on Catwalk. Bakery. Peekaboo here with Toro on the opposite
30
side.
seconds
Bakery
left.
able to put down Toro.
It's a huge kill. Toro's been a clutch monster. Now all of a sudden, LeBron James and crew, you've got to make a choice where to go. Bakery just doubles, turns back to see themselves fall. And it's the overheal that comes through. Could be massive, could be enough to change the fight.
1 enemy remaining.
It's Cold actually,
Spike
the double
down
kills
A.
him. And again, the spike is dropped. It's down to a clutch that is shut down. It is defense that has won 3 rounds in a row.
Switching sides.
There it
Match
is.
point.
Their death demands
Another
our
match
attention.
point here for Bishop Kelly. But man, it feels like Cedar Rapids went on such a long run. You gotta believe that they've still got at least 1 more in them here, surely. Right, Llama?
I think so. I mean, this is still such a nice edge map where if Cedar Rapids can win this next round, it's still available for them. They could go up 2-0 in the series, close things out. But of course, Bishop Kelly would love nothing more. You heard all that talk. You heard your boy Q talk about her. You're the #1 overall seed. What are you doing here? Down one map against a Cedar Rapids team. Although it's a 5v5, it's a nice little Cypher setup over towards A site, but the rotation is going towards B.
Slow look that way, but that is where the spike is at least heading for now. It's all about what happens in this little middle lane as Toro to be identified with that op sitting all the way back. Are they going to be able to find any sort of information that lets them know that there's one lone defender over here towards B? Toro looked to potentially peek around the corner just a little bit more. That was smoke out. For that reason, more space to be taken here from Bishop Kelly. They should be able to find an opening pick here as well. Aizen finds that frag on the backside of B. That should give them the green light to take space.
They're not all inside
30
either.
seconds
They're
left.
going to send two
Spike
separate
planted.
members, one through a main, one through market side. Of course, that door is closed, so I don't know that the Cypher knows it quite yet. This op could just be dead in the water. Toro is going to be caught on the back
enemy
turn.
remaining.
Still gets a 1-for-1, but Bakery's triple kill seals the deal.
Attackers
Bishop
win.
Kelly say not today. It is not over. We're going to a map number 3. And speaking of going to maps, let's hop right on over to our second best of 3 semi.
They had that pause there for a while, so we do still have a little bit more time here on Sunset. That is, of course, unless
30 seconds left.
rattle off 5 straight. They do walk into our second half with an 8-4 lead. You figure you win the pistols. That could all but assure you moving up to that double digits. They do have to play 4v5 here on the retake as Wasso will look to move in here with SWAT.
It's a nice little 2-for-1 trade, and early on the
Last
force
player
inside the site
standing.
just leaves Hero. That's going to be nothing left. Mordekaiser with the kill down. It's going to be a defuse, and it's going to be Owasso getting a much needed round in their favor.
It feels like for them that pistol round more necessary than when you look at over at Centerville with their what was a 4-round lead. They still have to find a way to continue to piece together multiple rounds, because when you look at the scoreboard, it's up on the table now. It shows you that until this current run that they are on, which is a 3-round run, they couldn't put together multiple rounds. They'll need to continue to do so if they want to continue a fight here on Sunset.
Boy, is it a fight. I mean, it's a heavyweight bout here in this semifinal. The other slot in the grand final yet to be decided. And the ticket for this series yet to be decided just as well. It's a long night here. The Valorant continues to persist. And Spetty is going to send their way on in. Spetty, rather. Hero. No damage done, but no shield either. So we'll get around the corner to try and grab some information. That's their ultimate orb, at least. Small victories here for Centerville. Incredible shot there. Straight through mid, connecting onto the dome.
Thorns are
They're
alive.
going to set up smokes to cut off the market area as well. It's going to be an Arc Rose and some Thorns that'll hold them out, and the Sheer Wall will have everybody play some patience.
Definitely a heck of a shot down that middle lane there, wasn't it? That's part of the reason I love watching the Sheriff. Those ones seem to hit different. Vision is going to be able to take down one. Actually, let's make it 2 here as it's 3v3 as the spike looks to go down. EVV finds the 3K. Can you make it 4? There it is, spraying away at the neon. Can't quite find his mark.
Pressuring back, it's Tespetti who's got the Bulldog, good for 1. Long range shot, good for 2. 4 HP, you never forget about the dream. And for the Rams, sure, they've still got to get that defuse done and dusted, but it's a push around the edge. It's gonna be a 3K. Tespetti, talk about a way to work it with that entry back in. It was a round they should have won, and it's a round they do win.
There it is. You mentioned the round that they should have. It might have been a little bit more costly than what they were expecting, but you know what? A win is a win. They were able to come out here in the second half, win those first two. But can they keep that momentum moving forward here? Because they've still got more gap to close if they want to complete the comeback and be able to complete the sweep.
It's important right now. I mean, we already saw that other map. Go to map number 3. A decider is kind of a toss-up in the air. It's nobody's map pick. It's not your choice. For Owasso, you wonder what you can do now, especially on this defensive side. It can be one that can be very volatile. You don't have your P's and Q's in order. Mordekaiser on this kind of watch back is a couple different angles to watch at the exact same time, and with only a sheriff to do so, you talk about that damage, that reduction of weaponry from Owasso. To see how they handle their duels. Well, for Strong Maniac, handles it with a headshot, and Jude the Dude gets another. That could be weapon pickup, and it is detrimental from Centerville.
Centerville do still have to worry about trying to make a play happen, and I mean, at least you've got the rifles in your hands. Maybe it's a small little silver lining here if you are a Centerville fan. Of course, they are going to be grouped up together here right around the corner from B, looking to make an exec over. Isotopic Hero looks to jump up. Not quite going to find
Spike
their
planted.
mark. Or Kaiser is hiding, tucked away as far as inside this hallway, trying to stay out of the right. Isotopic Hero finds one, finds two. Second one being Jude the Dude. Let's make it 3 as they're able to put down Vision. It's now 2.
One enemy remaining.
Mordekaiser picked up that Vandal. It's a fade back from EVV, and finally, it's the full house for the deadly finisher. So as to be expected, the regular flow of the half. But Owasso, talk about the damage that they were able to do. It's just like what Centerville just did to them. And you can see it. I mean, there are going to be buys on the board for all of Owasso, but the question is going to be how much utility are they really going to have to back that up?
Going to have too much, but we'll at least be able to have full shields all the way across the board, which I always feel like is most important. I mean, yeah, you can talk about the SMG in Rysik's hand, but I also don't think it's anything that you're too concerned about. Here moving forward, it'll be a quick peek through mid. Now looking to take up just a little bit of space here as well. Mordekaiser will be able to try and here in the middle, getting pushed, however, by JDNG, who will put him down. Jude the Dude and Vision both seem to be relying once to their own names, as everyone seems to be falling in mid.
My ult is
A good
ready.
old mid battle. That's exactly what Hero and crew are going to continue to fight it. It's a 2v2. Vision is very far away from this duel as well. So for Owasso, you're going to go for a quick rotate and try and cut off this
Spike
plant.
drop.
Isotopic Hero has been such true to the name, a hero for the team. The plant is going to go down, but with that mid box, it is just so tough.
Last
Vision.
player
Rhoda
standing.
sends it. Ferrari peeking it into 2.
One enemy remaining.
The Hero, last one left alive
My babushka
before the
told me
garden
not to
kicks
brag.
in, is able to
But for
find
this,
the
I
last
make an
shots
exception.
as well. Talk about a play here from Centerville to move yourself up to double digits.
Incredibility. That is insane. Double lineup, double kill, ends up being a 3K. Isotopic on non-duelist agents has been able to drop so many kills in their games we've gotten the pleasure of watching. The crew from Ohio racking together a few rounds now. They've got the money, and they've got the ultimates to do it.
See if they can make it shake. Feels like if you are a Wasso, it's time now as you are starting to run thin. The judge, though, for EVV, gonna be able to put down 2. Rysick will get put down on Mordekaiser. Means it's still a 3v3 here in the mid round.
Spike
Strong
down, mid.
Maniac will be able to put down EVV and just maybe
Last player
give the Wasso
standing.
the main advantage they needed.
One enemy
One,
remaining.
but Isotopic Hero, guess what? 2K. The corner, yep, make it
Never
3.
give up.
Clutch up, why don't ya? Centerville fired up. They've got 11.
That's huge here. 2 rounds now away after having surrendered 4 in a row over the Rams. They now just need 2 of the next, what, 8? if my math serves me right, something like that. So definitely the numbers over in their favor. Centerville looking to keep the dominance here at our LOS Scholastic National out of the state of Ohio alive. Currently the #1 seed. Looking like they are looking to send it to map 3.
Map 3 would be so fun. Of course, we're already on one map 3. For the other side, we'd be headed on towards Split. Shall we need it? Of course, with the weapon trade, Mordekaiser actually uses the extra life to try and get some pressure onto EVV. Vision's actually the one to take him down. It's still going to be up and active, pushing forward. With Mordekaiser fully dead, and get to see those lovely stats and all the kills they have put up over the course of this game. Hunter's Fury active for both of the two teams, and it's just a straight up Wild West standoff.
That Wild West standoff changes once the spike goes down. 2 different fakes on the plant going down. Not quite happy enough to actually send it.
Spike
Spetty,
down
though,
B.
with
One
push
enemy
on
remaining.
through, able to use the slide to at least give them the space needed to create something for the rest of the Rams here. Rysick, the last one left alive and trying to retreat to safety.
Trying to escape
30
out to
seconds
mid,
left.
didn't get the spike down quite easily either. And Strong Maniac makes it only one player lost, as Owasso is storming back. Again, they are still very much in this series. It would take a bit more effort to cut down this lead, but that's a way to start it, dealing incredible damage, wasting away that Clo Vault as well. Owasso, it's going to be interesting to see. They invested some into that round, and now all they have got left to go is that Breach ultimate, but it gives them rounds, and at this point, rounds are absolutely priceless.
We're talking about ults. When you look over at Centerville, they've got 4 of them things available at their disposal. A little bit of offensive, a little bit of defensive utility. Kind of got a lot at their disposal for only needing 2 more rounds to go in order to get to a map. Number 3, JDNG steps on through, will get put down onto the ground, however. That is one of your 4 ults now off the board.
Arrow Theft gone. See what they can do on this push towards Elbow. It looks like for Owasso, they're playing off this Taspetti kind of jiggle angle. It feels like gathering some information, waiting until you know the right angle to engage, and then sending. I mean, this is a scenario where on the defensive side, you're up a player. You're not something where you need to go super over aggressive. You can just slam those retakes and use that extra player with the best of your ability. For the 0-3 Toyota Corolla and crew, it's a rotate back through the timing there. The shots from the Sheriff go long, go wide left, and Jude the dude still gets their kill. EVV will try as they might with the Judge, but as the Dragon roars, it's a 5v2.
EVV gonna have to try and make some magic happen.
Last player standing.
Long range. That thing ain't gonna do much for you. Taspetti also gonna be able to put down the Toyota Corolla. That means 5 players able to carry those rifles on over into round number 20, as Owasso, as much as might have looked, had one foot out the door, moving towards map number 3. Well, now all of a sudden it's Centerville who's pumping the brakes with a timeout here. This game is far from over.
And I like the timeout now, because you've got 5 ultimates, you've got some sort of build-up, and you've only lost a few rounds straight. But it is a scenario where, where you and I say, if it's been 4 or 5 rounds you've lost in a row, definitely call a timeout. You don't have 4 or 5 rounds to give in a row. So this is a chance to adapt. This is a chance to, again, minimize your ult usage so you're not forcing it, as you've mentioned before, but not underusing them such that they die in the pockets every round.
22 seconds left here on this timeout. Can Owasso continue compiling down some pressure here? Or was this exactly what the doctor ordered over for Centerville? It's seen them have a strong start to this map here. Maybe almost gave us all a false sense of security, false sense of accomplishment, almost as if we had already secured ourselves a 3rd map. That's far from the case here. If there's anyone who understands the stress that they're under right now, it's got to be Centerville.
would have to be. I mean, this is a team that has played through a really tough Esports Ohio to get here. And now naming themselves the state champion looks to carry on that banner. WNG, it's just too many ways to look. To spend a Civ opener, and off of what was the early Empress, Vision is going to take some damage, cracks the shield straight in half, and we'll see the teammates running on in for some help, but EVB has got that Empress denied. Despetti, it's another early kill from this Neon.
Right
Those
there.
rotational values, and Strong Maniacs waiting on the other side. There's the
enemy
headshot, there's two. Even it's the reload. The From the Shadows will only get you a decent plan. It's a 1v4.
Scholastic gonna look to try and make some magic happen at minimum. We would like to get a couple of rifles out of some hands here. Despetti now able to put more to Kaiser down as well. Hold
remaining.
on, magic with the flick of the wrist. Rysick, you're absolutely disgusting as Centerville now put themselves
Match
up on a
point.
map point.
Incredible. The playmaking potential was there, but the ability specifically on the placement and confidence didn't put themselves in a bad scenario, didn't set themselves for any 1v3s, and it's a switchback here from Centerville. The Elks are one away from one more map. The problem is, they still had a lot of people die in that one, and you look at the money, it's still not so good.
Does look like we are going to take a tech pause here. Not exactly sure what we've got going on between Centerville and Owasso. See JVNG joking that they must have unplugged something here, but while we do have a break, actually no, doesn't look like we don't have a break anymore. Already quickly ready to go right back into the fray here.
Drop in
Owasso
a smoke.
looking to try and keep their run alive if they hope to avoid a map number 3.
It's going to start off with that operator. Straight down mid, straight into the heart of that Centerville offense. Already losing one of those players here. Feels like for Owasso, they've got a nice little split as well. They've got the 2-1-2 with that operator covering the arch and the midways. So you can just play a little bit further back. If that operator needs to roll back over towards the A site, you could do that. If you need to roll it over to B, you can do that. A very fluid position. The corner peak isn't going to grab a kill though for Ice atop the hero. They're going to take control of Elbow.
Take flight.
Here's the Owl drone looking to scout here onto the A site. It's going to give them the green light here to fully send on and try and get this spike down. Isotopic hero will fall back after the recon bolt is hit onto them, but doesn't prevent the spike itself from going down. The only problem is Owasso, who's been able to find the first 3 picks. We could very well be seeing yet another round here.
JVNG though, those shots through the cage actually connected. The operator shot misses. All of a sudden, it's overdrive that cuts it down before we can even take a breath. Owasso fighting, staying alive, but investing a lot again. No more Neon Ultimate, or possibly the rest of this half.
You figure it probably aren't getting it unless you are the one who is forcing an overtime, and even still, it's probably not coming in this half. It probably is after it gets reset back to that midway point at halftime. And unless Despetti gets a little crazy here. I mean, they already over that 20 frag point. I'm really more looking towards more guys are in vision. If Owasso is going to be able to complete the comeback, to step up just that extra notch to kind of get to that same level of Despetti.
You've got to. You've got to have patience, and Despetti, they've got patience for days. They've got bullets for days. An early operator shot going to land. That means for Owasso, you've cut down the Reyna. You've cut down not only a duelist, but specifically, that is one of their bigger blinds that you can play on super quickly. So we'll see where Owasso choose to go. It looks like they're actually spreading out, just trying to take space all across the map.
The big thing for them is trying to get any sort of inclination as far as which way they want to push things. They'll at least allow for this spike to get brought forward. They'll a little bit here towards A, but you can definitely see the passiveness in their approach here as this has kind of gotten stalled in A main. They're not quite wanting to make that turn towards Link, maybe potentially pivoting over towards Elbow, but even with that, so much time being sent at A, at some point, you gotta try and get the spike down.
30 seconds
Planted
left.
solely in. Of course, that operator's still going to be watching. JVNG. Lurk. And might just have a kill. No, Mordekaiser shuts it down before said so. 5v2. I mean, this is Owasso running.
Last player standing.
Smashing everything in between. And they'll go flawless. 2 more rounds is what they need. And we could go to yet another overtime.
Flawless.
Wouldn't be surprised to see that be the case. And I do feel like if Centerville allow this thing to get to overtime, for them, they have to win it in the first iteration of it. If not, you start seeing this map that felt all but a sure thing continue to get drawn out more and more. We've all been there before. It can be quite frustrating. So it feels like the pressure has really shifted into Centerville's lap, despite the fact that they are the ones on that point.
It's what we've been saying all day long. When you get there first, it just feels like, okay, just win one round. Just win one round, and it starts to get to you for a bit of time here. It's going to be a 5-player stack from Owasso, utilizing a one-way smoke to try and bait in somebody from the other side. I mean, just seeing that from Centerville here.
Deploying drone.
Push back just a little bit, and then they go. Now drone is going to clear. There's 3 players ready to go on this reinforcement.
Here's going to be the Rolling Thunder. Unfortunately, doesn't quite find it smart. Gave them the comfortability to push around the corner, but around it, they don't see anybody. Just quite yet. Despite looking to go there, go down Toyota Corolla, not quite going to be able to plant it down just quite yet. 55 seconds left. Betty will be able to find an opening pick here. EVV falls, as does Isotopic Hero. And Owasso has plenty of fight left in him, Llama.
That happens when you turn off the primary weapons of your opponents, and specifically for Despetti, who's just been killed on this operator. It's a flawless round. Owasso, sure, you're battling into an eco, but well raised. We're going the distance again. It feels like a trend all the way today, and that's because we're dealing with so many state champions, so much talent in just one pool of play. The problem being, there is still only 1 ticket from this matchup to the grand finals tomorrow.
We've heard you talking about it. I've talked about it. 8 state champions from different places across the nation, most of which haven't gotten to see one another play until today. For one of these 2 teams, the run will have gone from, what was it, 8:30 this morning up until this point. You don't want to not be returning back tomorrow for that grand finals. Owasso already has 1 map win on the board. If they could force an overtime, Centerville would most definitely all of a sudden have that pressure thrusted into their laps here. For Centerville, they've got to play patient here. They cannot afford another stupid early pick to be surrendered to Owasso.
Saw a hand, seems the kill. Massive early first blood laid on the B main steps. It's going to be EVV who's just watching their side. Playing to go down. It's going to be Hunter's Fury. So much damage comboed together here. Yet to use the Rolling Thunder, and still it's a kill. Now here's the Rolling Thunder. AV gets 1. It's a nice go back with Hunter's Fury. The trade on there is there for Toyota Corolla, who earns themselves
1 enemy remaining. Last player standing.
Despetti's gotta do it all! And it's left into the 1v1. Defuses up to half. Surely it's just a bait. It's about again. Toyota Corolla will send it! And Despetti clutches as they usually do. We're going to overtime.
Now, all of a sudden,
Switching sides.
Overtime of the last, I mean, what, 12 rounds? You figure 8 of them have gone in favor of Owasso. They were on the doorstep since 12-8 And now with the fact that we're off to overtime, will be a quick pumping of the break. This time around, though, it will actually be caused by Owasso. And I think for them, they understand the importance here. You've put together quite the bit of a run. You don't want to overheat. Give up a round in overtime that you feel like you should have won.
And of course, this whole day would not be possible without LOS. And this timeout is brought to you by the LOS portal. If you're a student that wants to play in this action, that wants to be in these late night heated matchups, in person, online, or whatever in between, make sure you're checking out the LOS portal. I mean, it has been so many colleges, so many high schools that have worked to try and reach the national level. And we're down to just 4 teams that all won their own state championships. Q, it's time for some overtime.
Could Centerville bounce back here after surrendering a lead and still be able to force things off to a map number 3? Or could Owasso pull off the upset here in back-to-back maps and secure themselves a dance in that final best of 3 tomorrow? We already had our minutes worth of timeout. Let's go ahead and get down to it. Those little invisible doors are going to go ahead and disappear. First round of overtime. Let's go.
Similar to our previous overtimes, I want to see who can score first on this attacking side. And it's going to be Owasso who will start there. Now, interestingly enough, you'll look at the defensive setup. It's a 2-2-1 for Centerville. And it's going to be heavily on that line of sight comboed with that breach utility. But it is just silent footsteps, assassins lurking in the night here for Owasso. The Rams will push their way in. That's a nice close smoke. It's going to send a one-way the other way. The push back on side. Aspetti has
Scanning ahead.
the dip and dodge. The speeder get him back to safety, but it's a roar on in. The eyeball up top. The kill to MVP. The 2-for-1. It is just death inside the side. And quickly, Toyota Corolla realizes they need to go with this flash.
Well, they had the flash, but a smoke gets put down, which means Toyota Corolla does not feel comfortable pushing out.
One enemy remaining.
And JVNG will be able to put down Vision, leaving just our strong Maniac sitting on
30
about
seconds
50
left.
HP on the
Last
other side.
player standing.
Finding one, finding 2. That's a 4K in our first round of overtime, and
Switching
Owasso
sides.
puts themselves
Match point.
onto series point.
They've got it right in front of them. They've got a defensive setup to try and do it. I think you'll look back at that round, it's just a play of confidence. Strong Maniac is one of 4 players on the team that is over 15 kills. Incredible, but it's more important how they're doing it together. And boy, oh boy, the Rams 1 round away from a grand finals forever.
Not only that, but officially ending the run of Ohio dominance here at our LOS Scholastic National. It was Ohio, the school representing that state's programs, that was able to walk away victorious in both the Rocket League and Overwatch side of things earlier this month. Owasso able to find an opening pick. Let's make it 2. Centerville evens up the score. It's 3v3.
Spike down mid.
Shadows traveling.
The Toyota Corolla falling.
Last player
Sudden,
standing.
AVP's shots are no good. 3v1. Isaac has done it before. Did it in a 1v4. But it is going to be that spike. Oh, seen. They know they're there. Swings, dies.
Have the spike.
That's a spike pickup, and that's actually going to be a free plant coming down. I'm intrigued to see where Rysick puts this. 40 seconds left to go. And hold on. Rysick is not knowing where too many of these players are, and it could cost him. Does Rysick go for the full B rotation? What is the choice?
The only problem is if you
30
don't
seconds
pivot
left.
Cover
over
going out.
towards B, this is just more time that you have allowed for the duo from Owasso
Planted.
to close the gap
Cover going out.
and move here towards A. I don't think that found its mark. It at least gave a little bit of cover here. And, well, now Rysick has to hold off 2 on the retake. Will fall all the way back, turns away at the wrong point in time. and the run of dominance of our Ohio high schools comes to an end
Defenders
as Owasso completes
That's one
the
way of getting
comeback
what you want,
and
I
busts the
suppose.
brooms out and
I'll take
completes
it.
the sweep.
Credit to Centerville. I mean, earning the #1 seed, fighting all the way into overtime. As we quickly get to see these post-game statistics, for Tespetti earned 27. Everybody was really, really close together, but it will be the Rams. I think as a #4 seed, kind of having a little bit of a Cinderella run here, showing they've got some Valorant still left to play. And Q, we still have some Valorant left to play.
9 first bloods from Tespetti is kind of disgusting, but you know what? Let's flip it on back over to our other semifinal matchup, as this is tied
Last
up
player
at one map apiece, and Cedar Rapids Kennedy move up to a lead of 7-3.
It's an interesting kind of dive right into the board here for these two teams, and we get to see all those ultimates on the board, but also pretty cool to see Cedar Rapids kind of bouncing back. I don't think that last map was the greatest showing they've put out all day, but this is also the closest seeding battle we've pretty much had through all of the tournament bracket, and it comes down to these BO1s. You've been playing them all day long, now you just have to win one more, but boy, is that timeline red.
After those first 2 rounds, once rifles have come into play, 7 of 8 rounds have gone in favor of Cedar Rapids. And, you know, they have been doing it on the attacking side. I do feel like often those 3-site maps can be a little tough to defend. But let's not get carried away giving Bishop Kelly too many excuses, because we have seen other teams been able to turn up on Pearl thus far here today, or sorry, on Lotus thus far here today. So I mean, they should have the capability of doing it, but Cedar Rapids just seems locked in now more than ever.
Spike planted.
Feel good. Plant down here is Eisen. It's going to be a nice ball trade for the Prowler. 1-for-1 here.
Where are
It's going to be the investment of a lot. Dimensional Drift is going to be there for some information. Procrastinator takes the top ends, but it's going to be a little bit of primary denial as ults just continue to ring out. Cole's got another with the rifle. Swinging through. Procrastinator takes the headshot down. And a 2v3 here.
One enemy remaining.
2v2. Make that a 2v1. Bob Villain rips through everything they have left. Did he use his health? Do they have the correct pick?
He's sticking!
Somebody's taking it for him! Finally, Bob Villain earns the quadra kill, scaring him offense.
I thought he was just going to be able to
Last
stick that
round
there
before
and
the
pull off the
switch.
defuse. Ends up not being the case. Cedar Rapids is able to move their way up to 8. And, you know, I believe it was Lotus that we had been talking about earlier before. Maybe it was Pearl. Now I can't quite remember. But saying how 8-4, definitely still doable. I feel like that is the case here on this map here on Lotus. But
Here,
you would
I'll cut through.
surely like to get up to 4 rather than hope to rely on that good old 9-3 curve.
See how perceptive they are of it. There's going to be some early damage, actually, coming through the Link side. There are 4 players here, and it's going to force a rotate away from Cedar Rapids. But if they saw 4 players here, I think they'd be happily ready to rotate, and they could go into this 5 setup where there's only 1 player. Nobody's even on the first table door either. So Showtime is going to have to do a lot. Dimensional Drift will fly right on by. It's going to be that sheer will triggered away, but does it matter? The whole team is almost already inside the site. Go for extra little bit of flash on through, and it's gonna be Bob Villain right behind him. Here comes
Spike
the flashes
down,
in
C.
towards the back line. Spike goes down, player advantage towards Cedar Rapids as they look to gain even more.
Oh, an aggressive push back. Clarence almost gets caught, turning back around and heading towards the site. Ends up not quite the case, but now Aizen and Bakery look to turn the corner with a high-low.
Find you.
Either player able to find a pick here. Showtime will be applying Clarence, however.
One enemy remaining.
3 Toro finds
Sleep,
2.
my
Bad
sister.
Kid finds
You've seen
another,
too much.
and that allows Cedar Rapids to move up to 9.
Switching sides.
I think it is so incredible how
I open
Toro
their
has
mind.
been playing
Find
today,
the
and not
weakness.
only just how they've been playing, but what they've been playing it on. 12 kills on a fade is pretty insane to see after you were just playing a Jet in the last round. So it really works around everybody clutching up, everybody having that potential, and Cedar Rapids. A lot of that red turned into a lot of that green. This pistol round could give them the exact edge they wanted.
Toro out here on the fade, making sure that those players over from Bishop Kelly catching the fade. Right now, turning up 12-7, 3 on the KDA. Truly leading the way alongside Bob Villain. Now Cedar Rapids just 4 rounds away from securing that spot in the grand finals versus Owasso. You figure if you're able to take home the pistol, 9 could very swiftly turn to 11. Showtime, though, has other things in mind with an opening pick.
It's going to be a crossfire as well, but he's going to be stricken down. Clarence might be right here. Work for him. The timing is everything. Outside the smoke they go, and the right click with trust.
Still waiting.
Clarence nails one. It's going to be 1 for 1, though, as the start of the round did fall. 4v4 on site. Toro's going to swing this one around. Popping the haunt. Getting some information on that destroy. Showtime. It's a double kill already. Baker's got one man on top. But no, it's Bad Kid who's got their 3K. Procrastinator, a single point of HP. The camera's going to be denied, but the defuse is already up to 3 force. And Bad Kid has got a 4K. Talk about step up, boy. Cedar Rapids are up to double digits.
How quickly we've seen a pistol round turned into 2. 10 could very well turn into 11, which would mean that Cedar Rapids at that point would be just a mere 2 rounds away. And not just 2 rounds away, but be in that sort of position, being up by 8 as well. It will be an investment up, and for good reason. Here from Bishop Kelly, they've got to be able to start fighting some way, somehow to close the gap.
It's got to be now. I don't hate the decision to invest.
I must wait a moment.
It's a risk, but it's one that you need to take. Those rounds are not going in your favor. You got to try and break it away. Owasso is the victor of this one here, and the longer Cedar Rapids play, the more it's looking like it's going to be a 3-4 battle of different routes for Bad Kid. Had that 4K last round, 5 combined kills in 2 rounds, and jumps over the edge.
1 enemy
Villain
remaining.
is back. That's a 3K. Dices him up with the chef's knife, and Showtime is blinded away for the 4K and the round win for Cedar Rapids Kennedy.
I'll fix them
Definition
apart.
for sure.
You
Finding
clean
the
up whatever's
4K,
left.
securing yet another round here for Cedar Rapids Kennedy. And because of that investment, up in round number 14, Bishop Kelly will not have too much as far as when it comes to their disposal here in this following round. And it could very well be a victory lap now that we have seen Cedar Rapids move to the defensive side here.
This next round, if it's not damage, it could be already over. Bob Villain hits through.
Spike down
Gets the
A.
headshot. Trying for another. Dancing back and forth. Clarence has got 2 as well. Jumping the inside here. The spike is down.
remaining.
And those Growlers connect all day. Thorns, we don't care. We brought Garden Shears. Flawless round, and it is
Match
series
point.
point for Cedar Rapids.
I know we weren't over here at the start of the map, but to put things into perspective, at one point in time, Bishop Kelly led on this map 3-2. You now look up at the top middle part of your screen. That is not a deception up at the top. That's 10 straight rounds on the board for Cedar Rapids Kennedy. And they now just need 1 more to be able to move themselves into that grand final on Championship Wednesday.
I'll be right tomorrow. I mean, we talk about it. This team had to play a little bit longer into the night, so getting as much rest as possible for either one, whoever can take the victory, is going to be ideal. And you look at the scoreboard, I think the tougher thing is you're still very early enough in the half that you don't have a lot of those ultimates. You don't have a lot of that fallback economy that you've built up, and you already gambled away your big round. For Cedar Rapids, they would have to make a really big mistake to lose this lead.
It would be quite the fumble, wouldn't it? But we have definitely seen stranger things, and I'm not talking about that one Netflix show we've definitely seen some dismantles of leads. I know you and I have over the years, especially at the Scholastic level. And momentum can be a heck of a wave
Cutting
to
through.
ride, but I just think with what we've seen from Cedar Rapids thus far through the day, who won and going long was to Centerville
Get my
during their
bottom
group
through.
stage. Just don't see it happening here. It's going to be a full send from Bishop Kelly. Everyone's moving towards Mound. Bakery's going to be able to find
Time
an
to
open
jump.
pick. And maybe, just maybe that builds them with a little bit of confidence moving forward here some more in this round number 15.
From behind, already bad kid to LeBron James.
can't
They've
use
got
that.
them pincered. This could be the flank of a death. The omen that is necessary to bring the experience. Who wants to be a customer of it? Who
Adapt
wants to
or
buy in
die!
a ticket to this one? It is going to be a send-in. It's going to be showtime waiting off of that haunt. And already invested the ultimate, so nothing to really back up off of it. Clarence wasn't hit by it. It was really just a space-taking ultimate. There's still nowhere to go and spawn. They might just walk right into this.
This is tough. The hesitation leads me to believe they're not feeling very confident in their own gunplay. They have no idea where the opponent's lie
30
in the
seconds
shadow.
left.
Bad
One
kid
enemy
finds
remaining.
one. LeBron
Spike down,
James
B.
will be able to find one as well. Has the overheal. Turns to the
Defenders
corner.
win.
Puts down the final defender. And Cedar Rapids Kennedy will advance into the grand finals.
A collection of maps. It had to go all three. And Bishop Kelly earning their spot here in this semifinals. But it is going to be Cedar Rapids Kennedy. I mean, you look at those two top frags for them. Bob Villain on just 16 rounds, dropping 20 kills with a 4 first blood count. And you see Toro, again, just the clutch ability was there. Showtime, Procrastinator, we've seen them top the leaderboard so many times today. But it wasn't map number 3, it wasn't theirs. And we give them their flowers, but we say goodbye to them at 3-4.
I think the big thing that was really shown there was the dominance. How often we've looked at the end of the scoreboard at the end of a map and be like, hey, so-and-so popped off despite the loss. Well, when nobody is able to get over that positive marker, that just lets you know that one team was truly able to take control. And in this semifinal matchups, it was Cedar Rapids Kennedy who was able to do just that, Llama.
Absolutely. And I think controlling going into map number 3, it's a little bit scary, right? You had that first map victory. You talk about momentum not only in a map, but in the series as well. They dealt with it phenomenally. So we get a 3-4 matchup tomorrow. Again, a national championship of two teams that have never played each other.
I think what's also impressive on top of that is the 1 seed not there, nor is the 3 seed there. Actually, when you look at Owasso going into the day, it's the 6th seed of everything all said and done who has had that fight. Now, keep in mind and put that all into perspective again. We had 5 teams that went 2-1 through that group stages because the margin of error was literally paper thin. But I mean, what a great day to be able to trim the field to 2. I'm hoping we'll be able to have just as much fun tomorrow in that grand finals.
I'm hoping so too. And I think, you know, we thank all the teams for coming out, for being there in person, and for Maryville University for being such an awesome host to be able to use their setup and use their lab. But also a huge thanks to LOS Portal for setting these kids up for the future. If you're someone that wants to get involved, set up your custom profile that builds up stats over time, make sure you're checking out LOS Portal. Along, if you're interested in running a league, well, there's over 10 different high school leagues that run on LOS Scholastic and over 20 different collegiate leagues that run on it as well. And today, the kids don't earn any prizes, but tomorrow, we're going to be giving away not only a nice and shiny trophy, but thanks to HyperX, they've stepped in to give some gear to the victors of the national championship.
A couple of shiny trophies, actually. A couple of for first, second, and third place for not just Valorant, but also I think I had seen some trophies being handed out. Sorry, first and second place, not third. That's my fault. But also handing out some trophies for Super Smash Brothers that will be going on site tomorrow as well. Not only big shout out to LOS, big shout out to HyperX for hooking those players up with some extra giveaways that we'll be handing out tomorrow. But of course, you know, Llama, you and I, we really do have the easy job. We get to show up, get excited about pixels. We got to make sure we're giving a big shout out to our producer behind the scene cookies, giving us all the views, also put in the extra work, making sure everything goes smooth along the day here as well. We've been talking about it though. We still have one more matchup. That's the grand finals, which will be here tomorrow in, well, if my math serves me right, about 11 hours. So grab yourself some sleep, grab yourself something to eat, grab yourself some water. Make sure you're back here tomorrow. Till we do get to catch y'all back over here tomorrow, man. Don't forget, with everything crazy going on in the world today, be true, be you, be sincere. Game hard and love hard, all right, y'all? That's Llama. I'm Q. For the rest of the crew, from the front to the back, y'all have a great rest of your night. Peace.